inequality is... I'd like you to check.
What did I say first, you player? What did I say then? Hi, everyone. Sorry. Okay, so I started this stream forgetting today's Tuesday because of my name change yesterday. So, like, for some reason, I was thinking it was Monday. It's not. It's Tuesday. So we're doing Tinfoil Tuesday. Of course we are. It's Tuesday. We have to do Tinfoil Tuesday. So I've changed the title of the stream, and we're gonna do conspiracies. Okay? It's gonna be a little on the fly because I just had to pull up a bunch of random shit because I wasn't expecting Tinfoil Tuesday because I'm an idiot. So, we have regulars though. This'll be fine. It'll just be a disaster stream. What's wrong with that? Peter has some new videos. Those are always good. So we're good. We're fine. This is fine. This is fine. So how are you all doing? Let's see. Probably Lannister, thanks for subscribing for 10 months. What else did I miss? Thrashmeo says, when are you teaming up with Truly? I don't know who that is. Blackwing Hecty says, there we go, with a link. Why do they call it estrogen when you estroge in the titty skittles, estroge out big girl, what? I don't know. I can't read intentionally badly worded memes. Thank you, Moppy Muttons, on the name change. Congrats. Strumbly for Wi-Fi says, can we skip Peter today, please? No. Daddy Sume says, you want disaster? Invite me on stream. That's what the patron-only streams are for if you're still a patron. Rashmio says, perfect day for tinfoil, last day of reinstatement month. True! We must never skip Peter. I agree. Especially considering I don't have anything planned because I forgot today was Tuesday, so we just gotta by the seat of our fucking pants on this one. I at least have some cursory understanding of what we're gonna look at, but I don't today, so get your bingo cards ready. Who knows if we're gonna do it? I don't know. Jesus. For those who missed it, my name change was yesterday, so that's good. That's all done. Ice Queen says, grats on the official name change. Anything new from Mr. Uprising? Oh, I'm sure. That's not the one. Hold on. Let's see where he's uploading recently. Two days ago is the most recent here. Did he get more strikes? That'd be funny. Let me look at his other channels and see what's going on. A year ago, 4 years ago. Is this his last active channel and he hasn't posted in 2 days? That's a good sign. My ears are so weirdly shaped. No headphones. After a little bit of time, they always end up hurting. Bumble Homestead with 300 bits says, my puppy is having trouble with her little bell by the door. It's to let me know she needs out, but she looks at me confused when she gets put out after she rings it. Strumbling for Wi-Fi says, in response to not skipping Peter, es su perro, which is Spanish for it's your fart, a common phrase for whatever works for you. Yeah, it's my stream. So I don't know, we'll watch Call for an Uprising. Has plenty of new content. I'm sure we'll find something. Let me switch to the other ear because this headphone is hurting. Ow. Itchy ear. Remember, if we do a hype train, I'll put on tinfoil stuff. But surprisingly, we haven't started a hype train yet. That's my fault. I bungled the start of this stream completely. Holy shit. Alright, let's just get started. Might as well get into it. Let's find an interesting article on Real Raw News to take a look at, shall we? For those who missed the last time we did sort of conspiracy stuff, Real Raw News I introduced you guys to. It is a fake news website that basically does QAnon fan fiction. It is hilarious. So let's take a look. Puka, thanks for gifting a sub. Sky Come Up Fallen says a call for upchucking. The Comey one might be funny. Hype train! Princess Amelia with 100 bits. Kicks off the train. Thank you. Sure, let's read these two. So, James Comey, Military Tribunal, Day 1. So is it like Conspiracy Theory Onion? No. People do not read these... Okay, I read these stories and I know they're fake. But this guy is trying to convince QAnon people that these are real news stories. They are not. It's just bullshit. Thank you, Bittergrin, for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs to the community. I appreciate that. So I see these posted on QAnon forums and stuff as if they're real news. They're hilariously badly written, though, so let's take a look at this fanfic, shall we? As Donald J. Trump prepares to be reinstated as the President of the United States this July or August, the U.S. military has been amplifying efforts to litigate cases against deep state traitors whose names appear on a lengthy list of sealed indictments that Trump and acting AG Jeff Rosen had written in anticipation of finally draining the swamp. Why don't they think for 5 seconds, oh, they were in office for 4 years, why didn't Trump drain the swamp then? That's weird. Schwiggity Schwa, thanks for 16 months. Steve with a Q with 100 says, congrats on the name change. Thanks very much. We are at 38% to level 3. The Deep State's latest casualty is former FBI Director James Comey, who on Thursday morning sat opposite a military tribunal and listened to Vice Admiral John G. Hancock spell out charges that would send Comey to gallows for atrocities committed against law-abiding citizens. The atrocities being, they weren't a Trump sycophant. And I don't necessarily like James Comey, for the record. But, like, Trump basically said to him, I need you to be loyal to me, like a fucking mob boss, which is not how our government is supposed to run. And Comey was like, no, that's not how this works. And Trump fired him for it, so that's fun. John Lee 3000, thanks for 3 months. J Victory Official with 100 bits says hype train. Princess Amelia with 30 bits says in August, but we're almost out of August. The Navigator 4 with 30 bits, thank you very much. We are at 69% to level 3. Nice. Vice Admiral Hancock opened the day with a scathing assault on Comey's character, accusing him of ordering the deaths of countless citizens in the name of following orders issued by his former master, Barack Hussein Obama. Comey, Vice Admiral Hancock told the 3-officer panel, had helped orchestrate Obama's clandestine aerial war and guillotine execution programs. Obama had guillotine execution programs? That's fun. Puka says, wait, they do know that Trump lost, right? They don't think he did. They're wrong, but no, they don't think he did. Roman Civilian with 300 bits says, have a happy Tuesday. Thank you. Ice Queen says, shouldn't draining the swamp have been the first thing they did, or the second after after build the wall? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they justify this. Lord Cuckbucket, thank you for 9 months. This is a sub baby. What's the name of the author of this? Michael Baxter. This baby's name is Michelle Baxter. It's a girl. Moppy Mutton says, Noise. Shigdy Schwa with 100 bits says, Grats on the name change. I finally got my first appointment to the local trans clinic this Thursday, so that's great. That's awesome. Good for you. 0M80, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community. Jovi is strong, thanks for the bits, and we are at 25% of level 5. Anyway, Obama's clandestine aerial war and guillotine execution programs, which targeted persons on Obama's infamous enemies list. His infamous enemies list, as if this is not only a real thing, but something that's infamous. As if everyone knows about this fictional thing that this website is made up. The DAC with 100 bits says, A. That's funny, too, because an enemies list sounds like the kind of thing Trump would have. He showed the panel classified internal FBI documents bearing Comey's signature. One document acknowledged the FBI's participation in an aerial strike that killed 16 members of a Colorado militia who had gathered to protest Obama's guillotine program. What guillotine program? What are they fucking talking about? Remember when 16 militia members were mysteriously blown up by a drone and no one knew that happened? What happened? I remember that. Quote, Comey told Obama that air and drone strikes were an effective means to silence what was then a very powerful opposition movement, and he told Obama that guillotines would be more effective than bullets to silence persons opposing Obama's war of terror on Americans. Comey wrote, quote, it's a quote within a quote, studies have demonstrably proven the effectiveness of guillotines in gaining compliance. If a man sees his wife shot, he'll become enraged and vengeful. If he sees his wife's head sliced off, he will cower in fear and become submissive, end quote. A covert air war on Americans. Guillotine studies, Vice Admiral Hannock said. What the fuck? What the fuck is this shit? Lord Cuckbucket says, thanks for bringing out the big stinky baby that was within all of us the whole time. Of course. Cites fiction as fact. No, that's more like if they say like, if they cite like 1984 as if it's a real thing, more so than just like as a metaphor or as a, I don't know how to explain it. QAnon people do it a lot, but that's not what this is. It has to be citing like a fictional movie or book or something, not just a lie. Princess Amelia says, this is actually unironically entertaining fan fiction. Shame it's doing actual harm to American democracy, right? It's really fucked up. Ice Queen says, what do you think goes into the Supermax prisons? Come on, I thought everyone knew this. Goes on in, rather. He approached the defense table where Comey sat alone and stared down the defendant. Quote, what kind of maniac are you? He asked. Comey asked if he could address the panel. From the moment of my arrest, I've been pressured to implicate... We have a minute left, by the way, and we're at 33% of level 5. From the moment of my arrest, I've been pressured to implicate Barack Obama in imaginary criminal actions. These documents, some are fabricated, others are hypothetical role-playing scenarios that never actually happened. Barack is a good man, he always has been, probably the best president this country ever had or will have. I don't think Comey would say that, he's a Republican. These scenarios you're hearing about, Obama had no part in it. It was Hillary Clinton and Brennan whom the FBI collaborated with, but they never took place, Comey explained. Jesus Christ. Chrysia says, 16 militia members is a highly effective resistance. Hey, they had scopes on their guns, okay? They had bump stocks, so. 38% with like 30 seconds left. I don't know if we'll make it to level 5. Lord Cuckbucket says, remember the good old days when the fan fiction just involved tentacles and cleavage? The good stuff still does. Vice Admiral Hannock told the panel that Comey, as an intelligence official, had been trained and had trained others to lie for a living, unmoved by Comey's soliloquy. He said Comey's unquenchable thirst and insatiable appetite for power led him down a deep, dark tunnel from which there was no escape. Princess Amelia, thank you for gifting 3 subs. The DAC, thanks for 145 bits. Moppy Muttons with 100. We're at 97% with 10 seconds left. We're so close. I don't know if we're going to do it. Ooh. Oh, so close. 97%. Still, 4 out of 5. Not bad. Thank you, everyone, for all the hype. I will put on 4 of the 5 things. So probably not the jacket, because... it's the hottest. Dang, what happened to my cool sunglasses that I wanted to wear? Must have left them in my car or something. What are you, cool sunglasses? I guess we can try the jacket, but I'm probably going to get really, really hot. Sky Comet Fallen says, this isn't even conspiracy theory. They're literally making up interviews wholesale. Yeah, that's what makes it funny. It's interesting that you're willing to name drop people who are now dead or soon will be. We know Obama masterminded all of this. Your testimony aside, he will eventually sit where you're sitting now. And we know these documents don't represent make-believe events, Vice Admiral Hannock said. His trenchant commentary on Comey's role seems to strike a chord with the panel, as all three members nodded uniformly when he labeled Comey an odious human being, an abomination to humanity. Let's see how fictitious this really is, he said. After a short recess, Vice Admiral Hannock introduced a witness for the prosecution who attended the tribunal via Zoom video call. He introduced himself as Derek White, a 22-year-old black male who claimed that in 2015 he had seen his father's execution at the hands of men wearing FBI and FEMA jackets. Oh, they sure are afraid of FEMA. Moppy Mutton says, QAnon version of Penthouse Forum. Dear Penthouse Forum, I never thought I'd have a military tribunal with James Comey, at the end of which his head was cut off. But he recounted events that transpired during the historic flooding outbreak of Texas and other southern states in May 2015. Quote, Stromboli for Wi-Fi says, just thought of a way to make these QAnon people be as persecuted as they actually feel. The next Q rally, just flash mob them and make their event look like a Muslim wedding. Our military will do the rest with drones. Ooh, dark. Quote, I was just 16. Me and my mother, we lived in a ratty house southeast of Houston. My father lived on the streets because she called him a bum. I had a small job, and sometimes I'd go where I knew my father would hang out to give him a few dollars when I could. This is such a white conspiracy theorist trying to write what they think a young black man's experience is. The night of the storms, I was worried about him. He didn't like to stay in shelters because people got beat up or worse there. He said the streets were safer. I had to sneak out after Mother went to bed, and I found my father and some other homeless guys he trusted and hung with near a closed-up storefront. Standing beneath an awning, I gave him $10 and was about to head home when four guys wearing FBI and FEMA jackets told them my daddy and his friends. Like, the vernacular is, like, flip-flopping. It's like sometimes he's trying to sound like a casual early 20s young black man from, like, Texas, and sometimes he slips into formal speech or more formal speech. It's very strange. My daddy and his friends, they'd bring them to the shelter with food. They didn't want to go, but those guys forced them to, said the streets were unsafe because of the weather, and they didn't want to be responsible if they drowned or got caught in a twister. One of them said, what about the kid? And another guy, I guess, he was one in charge, said, take him too. They put us in this minibus and drove. I was scared shitless, Mr. White explained, clearly emotional. He continued, my father told me not to worry. Well, they drove us all the way to Texas City docks where there's this boat, a barge-like ship, and they brought us on it. It was strange because there was only one light on the whole thing. One of the men tells me I'm going to watch because I'm going to be the last. He pulls out a gun, shoots one of my father's friends in the head, and shoves him overboard. We're all held at gunpoint, trembling, dazed. You know, they bring us below decks in a cargo room or something, but there's no cargo, just a guillotine. How tall is the boat? Because the guillotine needs some height for the thing to reach terminal. Okay, whatever. One guy tells me I'm going to watch my father die. Short of it is one by one their heads, including my father's, went in that fucking machine. I screamed and cried and begged and pleaded to God not to die. One of them, the guy in charge, I guess, must have felt some kind of guilt because he told the others to let me go. They said no one would believe me anyway, and they were right. My mother didn't believe me. Media didn't believe me. No one believed me, and I buried away this story for a very long time. So the FBI and FEMA, according to this idiot, are going around and murdering random homeless people for reasons. And then they intentionally took a witness in order to silence them because they were concerned about witnesses. But then after they brought the witness to the killing, just to show them even more wrongdoing by showing them murdering people with a guillotine, then they decide to let the witness go? What happened to their concern about the witness saying something? Because they were concerned enough to bring him with the intent to kill him, but him crying made them feel bad, so they let him go? Were the other people not crying? Like, what? What the fuck is this? It's so badly written. Dead men tell no tales. True. James Comey erupted in laughter. A fanciful, fabricated tale. This is what you call credible? Even if we're true, what does it have to do with me or Barack? It has everything to do with you. We know that you and Obama's FEMA director, Craig Fugate, authorized the described events with Obama's encouragement. We will recess until tomorrow, but I tell you now that we have former subordinates of yours who will give testimony tomorrow. Bluffing, Comey told Vice Admiral Hannock, was the last act of desperate. We'll see you tomorrow, Vice Admiral Hannock replied, and he said the tribunal will resume at 10 a.m. Friday. The continue of this story is James Comey sentenced to death by guillotine. Hey, Raiders, thank you. Left Flank Vets, thank you so much for the raid. Everyone go check out Left Flank Vets. Really great channel here on Twitch. Leftist channel run by veterans who talk about all sorts of topics. So go check them out. They are excellent. Highly recommend. Blackwing... Oh, I guess I should explain what we're doing. Today's Tinfoil Tuesday, so we are looking at conspiracy theories. Really, really bad ones. This is a fake news website that conspiracy theorists will cite, usually QAnon people, where they just make up bullshit stories that aren't true. For instance, this one is James Comey sentenced to death by guillotine. So we're reading this, and then we'll move on to some other conspiracy stuff. I'm Hannah. I am a leftist streamer. I debunk conspiracy theories, make fun of right-wing grifters like Tim Pool or Ben Shapiro, all sorts of fun stuff. So give me a follow if you like what you see, or don't. Whatevs. Bittergrin says, wait, why did they harvest the kids' adrenochrome? That's just wasteful. Or why didn't they? Blackwing Hecate says, wait, is this about African warlord Lord Comey, as in Comey 2012 Comey? No. Different Comey. Sorry. This is former FBI Director James Comey, not that Comey. Tumak Von Raven, thanks for 11 months. Pure Big Mad Boatman, thanks for 5 months. Princess Amelia with 30 bits says, not just sentenced to death, death by guillotine. That's the best type. Yeah, it's ironic because of the fake things they said he did. So it goes on. On Friday, June 4th, a military tribunal at Guantanamo Bay found former FBI Director James Comey guilty of treason and murder and sentenced him to death by guillotine. A symbolic gesture since Comey seemed to take perverse pleasure in the beheading of others. Citation, please. The officers judging the military's case against Comey reached a verdict shortly after Vice Admiral John G. Hannock of the U.S. Navy Judge Advocate General Corps finished grilling a former FBI official who testified that Comey had indeed committed unlawful atrocities against law-abiding American citizens. Speaking of which, we're doing conspiracy bingo if you came from the raid. First person to win to get bingo gets a gift sub. So if you want to, just do command !bingo and the bingo card will pop up. 1 card per person, please. First to testify was former FBI field supervisor Clifford Colvin, who from 2015 to 2017 worked under Comey on clandestine beta tests that involve abducting and executing vagrants, society's discarded homeless population. Pressed by Vice Admiral Hannock, Colvin gave an impassioned description of how Comey's private, quote, hit team sought out and targeted persons least likely to have someone to report them missing, and often held joint operations with Federal Emergency Management Agency. Together, often during natural disasters, they would illicitly beguile the homeless into believing the federal government had sent them on a mission of mercy to feed and shelter the helpless and the forgotten. Colvin's statement corroborated testimony given by Derek White on day 1 of Comey's tribunal. Man, they really hate disaster relief from the federal government, don't they? Just pretending it's like murder squads. Weird. I deeply regret what I've done. I regret following unlawful orders. I own my actions, though, and am prepared to answer for my crimes. The directives came down from James Comey, Colvin said. And James Comey had a hand in the murder of Derek White's father and the others who went to the guillotine. How exactly were victims selected? Did Comey personally tell you who to target? Vice Admiral Hannock asked. We were told to use our discretion, but only select homeless, vagabonds, drug addicts, those type of people. It's not like James Comey gave us a list of names. We were told the operation was part of a psychological stress test to see how people reacted when faced with certain death by unconventional means. That doesn't even make sense. What observations were they gathering on a boat with a guillotine on it? It appears that when you say you're going to cut someone's head off, they don't like it. Yes. Good data we've gathered today. What the fuck? Uncle Bucket says, I found my conspiracy theorist uncle's YouTube channel this morning. He does anti-vax plandemic rants vertically in his car. No slurs. Can I link? Please do. Daddy Sume says, okay, but why? Why would they do this? This other than mustache twirling cartoon villainy? There is no reason. It doesn't make sense. Don't bring logic into it. It's QAnon bullshit. It's the mind of a child. To these people, good and evil are not descriptors of certain actions. There are just people who are evil, and because they are evil, they do awful bad things. It's like in the real world, when people do evil things, what we would consider evil things, it's generally because they're either like sociopaths or psychopaths and they get some sort of pleasure out of whatever they're doing, or it's a person who might not be a sociopath or a psychopath, but they're just doing something for their own benefit, for power or money or just to benefit themselves. But in the mind of these people, they're just people who are like evil because movie evil. It's ridiculous. Ice Queen says, yeah, I don't quite understand why they think FEMA is so sinister. I mean, I know they believe there's death camps, but I don't know precisely where the fear comes from. The cynical part of me wants to say because FEMA is, well, imperfect, a part of the federal government that's overall good. Like, the idea of, like, disaster relief is a positive thing that the federal government should do. So they just demonize it because they can't have FEMA just be a good thing the government does. That makes the government look good. I don't know. Ice Queen read that one. Sorry. Steve with the Q says, no, not FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency. FEMA, the Fictional Extrajudicial Murder Association. Lots of people mix them up. Moppy Mutton says, this sounds like a Steven Seagal movie. Sky Comet Fallen says, I think the guillotines are supposed to be a scary form of execution. They need to read up on the history of punishment, particularly along Key, Death by 1,000 Cuts, and the Brazen Bull. Oh, I'm aware of the Brazen Bull. Come on, Chuds, you can make better scary stories. Yeah, relatively speaking, a guillotine is not the scariest. It might be scary. I mean, any way you're going to be killed is scary, but, like, if someone's telling me you have a list of, like, 10 different ways to die and guillotines on that list, guillotine goes above, like, firing squad. Guillotine goes above most of them. Maybe even above lethal injection. Definitely above electrocution. Guillotines, at least. And yes, I know your head stays alive for a little bit, but not long enough for me to care. At least it would be quick if it's a well-made guillotine. Guy Comet Fallen says Ling Chi, not a Mung Chi. Gotcha. Raven says, I don't like using evil. I don't believe anyone is truly evil, nor the opposite. There's no such thing as benevolence, just good and bad people. Sometimes good people do bad things they believe is good, and bad people sometimes do good things most of the time for financial gain. I don't agree. Evil is just a descriptor we use for certain things. Hitler is evil. Hitler is evil specifically because of the actions he took. Hitler is evil. Mussolini is evil. There are evil people in the world. I don't mean that in some scary cartoon villain way. I mean that there are people whose actions do so much harm to others that they breach that line of they are fucking evil. I don't necessarily think an entire person is good or evil in the cartoon black and white sense. People do actions, and some actions hurt people, and some actions help people. But if you hurt enough people, you're fucking evil. Lagroads, thanks for 16 months. Profane Priestess says, that actually isn't accurate. There are decent reasons to believe the guillotine failed multiple times in the French Revolution. I'm sure it did. I still think I'd have a better shot than an electric chair. Blackwing Hecate says, if you want a bad way to go, look up escapism. I don't think I will. Uncle Bucket with a link to the Uncle's Conspiracy Channel, which I'll take a look at later. Anyway, Colvin elaborated on his story, claiming that Comey's endgame, had it succeeded, would have seen a nationwide roundup of patriots and militia members, all of whom would have been shipped to FEMA camps to await execution by guillotine. Colvin said the FBI and FEMA had practice on countless homeless people dating back to Hurricane Katrina in 2008, when Obama took office. Oh no, I thought that was one sentence. There was a period. I was going to say, is this claiming Obama was president during Katrina? No. So I guess George W. Bush was involved in this too, according to them. In 2008, when Obama took off... Wait, they said Obama was the mastermind of this. If they're saying they were already doing this during Hurricane Katrina, George W. Bush would have been the president. What the fuck? Get your own bullshit story straight, guys. At least think it through. In 2008, when Obama took office, the FBI began accelerating the program, sometimes executing as many as 50 homeless people a week. Honestly, for the FBI, that's unimpressive. Moppy Mutton says, Cliff Cloven and Cliff Clavin? Coincidence? I think not. Obama didn't take office till 2009. That's true. Election was 2008. Of course, he gets inaugurated in January. Do you know for certain that Obama instructed Comey to carry out these instructions? Vice Admiral Hannick asked. I cannot. My orders came from James Comey. Comey, who had sat silently through much of Colvin's testimony, abruptly interrupted the witness, calling him a bold-faced liar who was obviously paid to give false testimony. Comey said he rebuked Colvin's falsehoods and pleaded with the tribunal to discount blatant lies designed to wrongfully incriminate him. But Colvin stood ground, leaping to his feet and pointing a rigid index finger in Comey's direction. At least I admit I deserve what fate comes my way. You're a sick man, Comey. You ordered me to order others to execute innocent people for no other reason than to satisfy for your perverse, sadistic mind. This person's only idea of court comes from Law and Order and Perry Mason. Wait, Perry Mason? Was he a lawyer? I think so. Matlock. I know Matlock's a lawyer. Princess Amelia says, objection! Vice Admiral Hannick dealt Comey a cataclysmic blow. He showed the tribunal 25 FBI internal memos, each bearing Comey's initials, which directed regional supervisors to scour the streets of New Orleans, New York, Philadelphia, Austin, and Los Angeles for, quote, volunteers to participate in the agency's guillotine program. Comey in several documents admonished subordinates for not meeting the FBI's quota. We gotta pump these numbers up. Guillotine hungry. Comey's hands didn't release the blades. He's far too much of a coward himself, so others did his dirty work. Yet he was sloppy enough to implicate himself with his paperwork, which JAG found with little effort. He can deny whatever he wants, and witness testimony aside, these documents alone inculpate Comey in one of the greatest massacres against Americans. Let's be clear. Per the Office of Military Commissions, Comey did not have to release the blades to be found guilty of mass murder. That he knowingly took part in these crimes, if your officers accept that, it is evidence enough to convict. The ball, as they say, is in your court, Vice Admiral Hannick finished. That's how lawyers talk. 15 minutes later, the panel delivered its verdict. 15 minutes, wow. Impressive. The panel delivered its verdict, guilty on all counts, and a recommendation that Comey be executed the very way he had ordered the execution of so many others. By guillotine. Vice Admiral Hannick said JAG had broad discretion in sentencing and agreed to putting Comey's head on the chopping block, the sentence to be carried out no later than July 4th, 2021. You get it. Is James let's look, what's James Comey up to? James Comey. What's he up to? Is he in the news? Has he commented on anything recently? Ice Queen says, gotta be 15 minutes. They have a lot of people to try. I guess so. Does he have social media or anything? That'd be helpful. Twitter. Let's see. Comey, that's a retweet. January 18th. He doesn't tweet very often. They must have got him. I guess he is dead. That's a joke. But seriously, I find this website hilarious. Just the utter fan fiction is absolutely ridiculous and pretty fucking funny. Some of the other more recent articles are Bill Gates Military Tribunal Day 2, military arrests Hunter Biden because having a big dick is apparently a crime now. You get it. Funny stuff. Let me check a Twitter message. I think Baja sent me something real quick, and then I will... Alright, let's see what we're doing next. Oh yeah, this guy thinks that the crate challenge is some sort of satanic ritual or something. The crate challenge is the thing where people stack up, like, milk crates and try and jump on them like Super Mario Brothers.
Alright, y'all, I'm back with a new video, and this is on the crate challenge. I probably should have broke this down a while ago, but here you go. So if you've been on social media, you may have seen this before, but yes, this is a Freemasonic ritual, and I'm going to break this all down. So if you look up the gematria of crate, you see the number 47 and 88. 47 is the number of Freemasonry. It's a certain degree of the angle of the
numerology on the bingo card,
logo and things like that. And then you have 88, which is a white supremacist number because H is the 8th letter in the alphabet, and H and H together means Hail Hitler, so it's also a neo-Nazi ritual. Now let's look at the gematria for crate challenge. Remember these numbers, 60 and 75. So we have the Catholic Church and the Vatican, they're behind this. Also, New World Order, so it's a New World Order ritual. Order out of chaos, which is a Freemasonic term. They wanted to have order out of chaos, so they create chaos.
Freemasons on the bingo card, New World Order on the bingo card.
For order to come about afterwards. So they put out these rituals to put people in a chaos and frenzy type of state where they're doing things such as harming themselves and things of that nature, and like keeping them distracted and so on and so on and so on. People have actually died from the crate challenge. Also, look at 60 and 75, which means order. So like I said before, they put out chaotic rituals to keep people out of order or to bring some type of order and get control on the masses. All right, so that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah, that's numerology as evidence. I said that. What the fuck is this guy's problem? How absolutely bizarre. Oh, he went to college. That's a little surprising. Oh, he's got a link tree. Oh no, he does Reiki. And tarot readings. Natal chart readings. I don't even know what that is. He's got a YouTube channel. Oh my god.
Whoa. And we're live, folks. Back with a new live. And yeah, the title says it all.
Fun fact, I have a friend who I've known since high school, and she is trained, air quotes, in Reiki healing, because her mom is a crackpot and took Reiki healing classes and made her take them too. She doesn't believe in that stuff, but that's pretty funny. She's thought about grifting people with it. Hello. Hi. How was the thing?
Good.
Cool.
Did you have this closed for a specific...
Oh, I was just trying to cool it down in here because I'm hot in the jacket. So I was trying to get the air to... But it's not really working, so you can leave it open.
Okay. Is the air conditioning on?
I thought it was, but... Because I think it's cool enough downstairs that it's not triggering the thing, which is fine. Sky Comet Fallen redeems a time someone out, so I gotta pick someone to time out. Oh no. Yeah, pick. Blackwing Hecate says, Sky Comet Fallen, pick, use the channel points. Blackwing Hecate says, wake me up when someone offers Fatal Rule book readings.
Do... Scroll up. Do the person.
This might be someone from the raid. They don't even... Alright, I'm sorry. This isn't personal. Someone just used channel points, and I had to pick someone random, and Baja picked you.
Once.
There goes a potential new fan. If it was someone who was from the raid, I don't know. Hydrate. It's a channel points thing. If someone spends channel points, you can time someone else out for 10 minutes.
You guys get up in here. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, hope you guys are excited to, you know, learn about this stuff.
Who was it? I already forgot their name.
Boylazilla.
Learn about this stuff and, you know, everything that I have to offer and say. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about extraterrestrial contact and, you know, creating your star cluster, which is your soul tribe or soul group, you know, whatever you want to call it.
Laying in trash bins up from the road and stuff.
Alright, thanks.
And I put the stuff from the back porch in the trash.
Coolio.
So yeah, just waiting till you guys get up in here. Hope you guys are having an
Oh, sweet. Maybe it's my phone case.
amazing day. Sending out.
You did not miss Peter. No, we didn't do him yet. Oh, this is aliens on the bingo card. Tube Man says this is the only Reiki I believe. I see anime and I immediately do not care. Didn't miss Peter. Yep, that sure is anime. Oh, he's gonna do a thing. He's gonna do the thing all the anime people do. Oh, yep, that sure is a shot of power. Shot of power at him. He sure did Kamehameha him or whatever they call it in this universe. I could not care less about anime. I could not care less. Literally, I am at the minimum amount of caring.
How positive and amazing energy. And yeah.
A time in point goal, which so people can re-get in. That's fun. Oh, fuck! Tits, asshole, ass, fuck. I stubbed my toe on my desk. Great. Cool Cat says Hannah being Sundare to anime. I don't know anime words. Stop it. Purple Nickel says, just got off work. What did I miss? Not much. We started late today.
I don't know when y'all coming. Yeah, this is going to YouTube too. Yeah, I might as well just go in while I'm back in on YouTube. So I'm mostly gonna be on live every day. Almost every day.
Princess Amelia says you'll become one of us someday, Hannah,
just to
someday.
Upload, have content for YouTube.
I didn't mean to do that. Ice Queen says, like that string of
since I got
profanity,
back
Bitsworthy.
into the YouTube scene, you had to open up certain.
Okay. I don't have time to deal with this guy. I'll have to vet him later and go through his videos and see if there's anything entertaining enough to actually watch, because he's just kind of rambling. Hey.
I opened the box because I didn't want it to accidentally show our address.
The case and S Pen for my phone came in. So that's good. Oh, look, it's the QAnon guy that was arrested for lewd messages to an underage girl. Let's see what he has to say.
Ew.
I'm at a totally loss, y'all. I love my country. Nancy Pelosi has forbidden the 13 names of the United States patriots that died in Kabul last week to be read on the House floor in remembrance.
What is he blathering about now? Blackwing Haggerty says Hannah is, Soon Sun Sussy Baka. I fucking hate you guys.
Could any baby this
Oh, he's upset about Afghanistan. Gotcha.
evil, y'all? How could she block this? We are dealing with demons. She won't even allow the names to be read. I call for the immediate impeachment of Nancy Pelosi. She is a devil. She's a demon. She's a lizard woman.
Tuba Steve,
She
thanks for 8
doesn't
months.
belong in there.
8 months for
She
my...
won't even let the names of the phone be read in
Sooner.
remembrance and thanks. I'm going to run for something, y'all. I'm running for United States Senator in the state of Washington next year. Are you ready to support me?
Can you wait for this, you can't wait for this, pedophile to try and run for Senate. You know, 5 years ago I would have said, ha ha ha, he would never win, but I've seen some of the...
Because he's a
I've seen some of the people in Congress, so...
Do you need scissors or anything left?
No, I got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will never let you down. I am not perfect. I don't care what the trolls say. I made mistakes 21 years ago. I admit it. I've messed up. I hurt somebody. All right? I just want to help
14-year-old girl.
the country. I don't want to hurt nobody. I want to fix this mess. So I'm running for Patty Murray's seat in the United States Senate. Everybody that wants to donate to my campaign, there is a PayPal below. I am running for the United States Senate. And if you donate for my channel, make sure it's for my channel. If it's donating for the Senate, make sure you put I'm donating for my Senate run, so I have a record of which is which. If you want to donate $1 or $2 for my channel, that's fine. If you want to donate to my Senate,
That's not how campaign finance law works. You can't just have a slush fund and have people label it. Ice Queen says Washington, good luck. Yeah, right? Daddy Sume says, Phooey, Hannah, we all need to come together and give uwu weird things to say. It's pronounced sundal, and it means uwu are in love with something but don't want to admit it. Like a 14-year-old goo who won't admit she loves the cute boy because she is tough.
What the actual fuck?
Before I even finish reading that, someone used channel points to time out Daddy Sume, which is a good choice. Bye, Daddy Sume. God fucking damn it. Ice Queen says, I ran for Pat Toomey's seat next year briefly as a meme because there are so many Dems running. I dropped out after a week. Funny.
race, I will be running against Patty Murray. I'm announcing my run for United States Senate. I don't care if I've done anything wrong in the past. It's nothing compared to what these people have done now. Killing all these soldiers, I've never killed no one. Leaving people behind, I've never left anybody behind. Lying to the American people about everything, I've never lied to the American people about everything. I'm telling you the truth, I've made mistakes in the past. I'm not perfect. Vote for me, Jason Wright, U.S. Senator, 2022. I'm announcing my formal run for Senator against Patty Murray, State of Washington. Everybody vote for me. I am running for Senate. Patriot Party Podcast. Never give up, never give in, never surrender. And who cares what happened 21 years ago? What matters what's happening right now. What's happening right now is we're being ran through hell. This is Patriot Party Podcast. Vote for me for Senator 2022, Washington State. I'm coming for you, Patty Murray. I'm coming for you, and I'm going to take you out of office.
I'm sure that'll go well for him. God, I love this new phone, and I love having a phone with like a thing.
To the utterly deplorable and inept US president whose mental decline can no longer be ignored. Not by the Democrats, not by his handlers, and
oh, Sky News, lovely. All right, we probably need to do Peter now, right? That tracks. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Peter's doing. Moppy Mutton says for Centaur. I don't know what that means. All right, if anyone came for the raid and doesn't know who Peter is a regular on this show. He's a conspiracy theorist who believes in QAnon and aliens. I've had him on to talk a couple times. He's an interesting guy, to say the very least. He no longer communicates with me because I think he got mad when I kept sending him articles that disproved the things he said were going to happen. For instance, the thing that I think sealed it was the other day when Sidney Powell and Lynn Wood and the other lawyers involved in the, quote, Kraken lawsuits to try and overturn the 2020 election. When they got sanctioned for those shitty lawsuits, I sent an article about it to Peter, and he blocked me. So that's sad. But we can still enjoy him from afar, like a stalker, or... I can't think of a better metaphor, so let's see what Peter's up to. For legal purposes, that is a joke. And for real-world purposes, it's a joke. Robert Morley says, how is Peter doing? Is he okay? No. I've never known Peter to be okay. Amazing Physicist says, WTF, I have a phone. That's a TV, and mine is a Galaxy Note. Yeah, this is awesome. Before we get into the Peter thing, I just want to say, I love this phone. This is the new Galaxy Fold 3. It's awesome. It's a folding phone, so you open it up and it's like a tablet. I read a lot of comics on the go, or at least now I can. I used to read comics a lot on the Marvel Unlimited app, and now I can do so very easily because the screen is quite large and more conducive than a normal phone screen to reading stuff. I enjoy it. I don't need the pen for this. I just want to use it. Alright, I'm done being an asshole. I'm just showing off my phone. Two Man says, well, I love the internet has allowed for non-industry folk to use high-quality assets and programs. It has also allowed complete idiots to look professional, and I hate it. Yep, me and Peter are in that camp. But I'm a complete idiot that isn't going to lie to you about who's the president, so that's a benefit.
In the end, we will win. We will win. And I want you to know that I'm going to continue to fight right by your side. We will do what we've done right from the beginning, which is to win. We've been doing a lot of winning. This is a terrible, terrible, painful struggle. The path ahead will not be easy, but we will win. We are going to win. Ultimately, we always win.
Welcome back, Patriots. Thank you for joining me today, and I have very exciting news. Justice has arrived. Finally, we have a big win. Now, it may not seem big to a lot of you, but if you understand the significance of what I'm about to say, this is a major win. You may have heard of this guy called John McAfee. Well, supposedly
He finally learned how to say McAfee's name. Remember when he couldn't pronounce it for like 3 videos in a row? Good for you, Peter.
dead. But there's been a Telegram account that has been claiming that he's alive with over 130,000 subscribers. And that Telegram account claims and has been providing evidence that has 31 terabytes of videos and photos of all these elites' crimes. He has all...
Okay, John McAfee, for those who don't know, was an absolute madman. You probably recognize the name at minimum because of the McAfee antivirus program. He started that company and wrote the original antivirus. The code that runs today has absolutely nothing to do with what he originally wrote. At some point, the company just got bought out, and he took a payout, which I get. But as it turns out, he is a crazy person. John McAfee is crazy. He was wanted in connection with a murder after he moved to Belize. He started a gang and allegedly started a drug lab with his gang. Like I said, he's wanted in connection, or was wanted in connection with the murder of his neighbor. He allegedly, based upon the woman who ran his lab there in Belize, who may or may not have been helping him produce drugs, according to her, she alleges that he assaulted her sexually. According to multiple women who would spend time with John in Belize, he would pay them to shit in his mouth. John McAfee is not a stable human being and has not been ever. So, if your saving grace for your conspiracy theory is John fucking McAfee, you might want to rethink your conspiracy theory. Check out the documentary Gringo. So, that's all about John McAfee and his time in Belize.
All their dirty laundry. Yep. And he's already started releasing it. My name is Peter Hanna, and this is Trump is Winning, guys. This is very exciting because I said August was going to be hot, and I've already got...
Nothing happened in August, Peter. Mike Lindell just made a fool of himself, Peter. You said August was going to be hot. It's the last day of August. Why did you lie? Tea with Goblin says John McAfee also fucked a dolphin. His life has been one of those glorious porpoises. One of glorious porpoise. That's actually true. Well, according to John McAfee, he's a liar, too, so this could be bullshit. But John McAfee has gone on the record on Twitter when he was still alive many times defending fucking whales and dolphins, and he has said he has fucked them and that they liked it. So, this is who Peter is referencing here, just so we're all on the same page. No More Status Quo says 31 terabytes is 15,500 hours of HD camera video. Yeah, but it's all notepad files, so it's actually way more.
Got a comment today saying, like, Peter, nothing big happened in August. And of course, there's been delays and certain things that we expected to happen in August, and unfortunately, there has been delays. But the good news is that we do have a major win. We do have truth bombs dropping on John McAfee's Telegram account. I'll put a link in the description below for you. You can check out his Telegram.
God damn it. Okay, where is it? You forgot to link to his Telegram, Peter. You literally... Oh, no, here it is. I'm an idiot. I just can't read. That's my fault. That's on me. That's not Peter's fault. Let's take a look and see what it says. I gotta double check it first to make sure it's appropriate, relatively speaking. I have a Telegram account just to look at these people. There we go. Yeah, Peter hasn't posted in his Telegram since May, and I don't know why. Alright, here we go. This looks appropriate enough. Tea with Goblin says, more truth bombs or exciting victories? Peter, oh, I couldn't possibly. There have been so many already. So this is just a random code that they posted with a stock image. I like that they put official McAfee and then the emoji for a check mark as to make it look like he is, you know, official or something. He's not. John McAfee's dead. This is just a random string of letters that I'm assuming they're trying to convince people is something. That's a picture of John McAfee. Here's a post. All assets have been deployed. I've been collecting files on corruption in governments, politicians, fake news, celebrities, and more. For the first time, I'm naming names and specifics. And if I trust anyone to have dirt on corrupt governments, politicians, and celebrities, it's a guy who wrote an antivirus program and murdered his neighbor in Belize in between sessions of eating delicious, delicious shit. I've unlocked the vault to the deadliest switch you can imagine. 31 terabytes of the most incriminating data will be released to the public worldwide. All keys have been provided in my channel. It's up to you to look for the truth. What happened when people learned the truth? What happens when people wake up? What happens when... Oh no, whoever has this account is trying to be the new Q. They're writing like Q. This is how Q would write. So this is someone who's claiming to be John McAfee. And they have 210,000 subscribers already in Telegram. 210,000. And he's putting out basically Q drops. Great. A new grifter enters the... I feel like it needs one of those Smash Brothers things where it's like, enters the fray. John McAfee enters the fray. Fake John McAfee. What happens when people learn the truth? What happens when people wake up? What happens when we, the people, haven't had enough? Conspiracy no more. If you thought yesterday was bad, just wait. They will not be able to walk down the street. Do you hear that? The calm before the storm. Have faith in humanity. Have faith in yourself. Never give up. Who wins in the end? Where we go one. Wait, where we go one? VVGA. Why do they have double V's instead of a W? Where we go one, we go all, but for some reason it's two V's instead of a W? Weird. I can't believe people believe this garbage. It's honestly fucking ridiculous. I'm taking this off the screen again for a sec while I scroll up. Ew. That's the worst Photoshop I think I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. That's definitely not Chuck Schumer, so that's a weird... I can't show you these pictures. They're not they're not like illegal or anything. They're just inappropriate, and I don't feel comfortable. And some of them might be TOS. That's not Hillary Clinton. My God. I can't believe even Peter's incredibly gullible, but the fact that he looks at these pictures and thinks, yeah, that looks legitimate. Every time I think I can't have less faith in Peter's ability to discern reality from fantasy. He goes and he promotes shit like this. It's ridiculous. Ice Queen says, do you hear the people sing? Sing the song of angry men. Prisoner 24601. Your time is up and your parole's begun. It's the Russell Crowe version. Is it porn? No, it's not.
But just let me be crystal clear here. John McAfee claims to have 31 terabytes.
Peter, it's not John McAfee. Just because someone makes an account with the name John McAfee on Telegram doesn't mean it's John McAfee, Peter. Do you understand that? I have a Telegram account. I use a fake name on there. I use the name of a fictional character that's obscure enough that at least a certain number of people wouldn't necessarily know it offhand. Right? Fuck it, I'll just say, you guys don't care. No, I'm not gonna. I better keep that to myself. No. So, just because I'm using the name of that fictional character on Telegram in order to keep an eye on, the conspiracy accounts, doesn't mean I am that fictional character, Peter. Anyone can name themselves anything they want on Telegram.
That he got from a bunch of criminals. We're talking about celebrities.
Oh, we talked about the clock in yesterday's stream. Peter bought that clock with the donations that he gets from his channel. And I was like, that's kind of a waste of money, Peter, considering you're unemployed and you have 3 kids and a wife and you live with your parents and you're 32 years old. So why did you spend money on that gaudy, ugly clock? And I was like, well, at least it couldn't have cost more than, what, $40? And I looked it up on Etsy and I found that exact clock. Only one person makes them. It's $115. He spent $115 on that piece of shit. Ice Queen says, Hannah clearly going by the name Charlie Bradbury. No.
Celebrities, politicians, and the way he did it is he is the owner of, he created a big antivirus program called, McAfee, antivirus, whatever, and he actually had a reputation of cybersecurity. So he went to a bunch of celebrities and politicians and said, hey, I have a laptop, it's super secure, I totally protected it, something, you can do whatever.
McAfee hasn't known, up-to-date shit about cybersecurity since the 90s. He wrote antivirus programs in the 90s, Peter, which was a really long time ago. He wrote antivirus programs. Let me be clear about this, too. He was writing antivirus programs before the internet was a vector for viruses. They weren't even called internet viruses. They were just computer viruses, right? Back when McAfee was writing antivirus programs, viruses were mainly spread by floppy disks people would spread around. And when you put the floppy disk in your computer, it would infect it. McAfee doesn't know, well, he doesn't know anything anymore. He's dead. He killed himself. But, I don't think in 2021 McAfee knew anything about modern cybersecurity. Dead celebrity is actually alive on the bingo card? Yep, correct. If you're asking a bingo card question, by the way, it helps if you @ me, because then it highlights the message for me, just because I get the chats going, and, I'm busy doing this, so while I do try and look over, it just helps if you have a specific question to @ me.
Whatever you want with it, you never get caught. And he gave it to a bunch of people. So many people that when they started...
Sun21 says, McAfee had a specific predefined dead man switch that was supposed to be released via an Ethereum smart contract that he did in fact create before going to jail. It, quote, activated around a day after he died, and then nothing happened, ever. I'm embarrassed that I know that much about it. Yeah, I heard he was making claims about that. I didn't know it even actually existed, much less that it failed or nothing was there once it did unlock. That's pretty funny. Quiet One says, so I followed Peter the other day. He now follows me. It's nice, though. Maybe.
Putting all their crimes and all their photos and videos, for some reason they collect all that stuff onto their computer.
No, they don't, Peter. You're peddling fiction. People who commit crimes like that do not just outright photograph and video their horrifying crimes for no reason. This is a stupid conspiracy.
He started stealing all of it off, and he collected 31 terabytes of photo and video evidence of the most heinous crimes you could possibly imagine. So, let me be clear. So far, 5 people have been, I guess you could say, their reputation has been destroyed so far on his Telegram account. He has...
What are the things that we at least call out for bingo? I don't understand what you mean. Do I think Peter will become a flat earther? It's possible. He's expressed skepticism with flat earth before, though, so I don't know. Even conspiracy theorists can be selectively skeptical about certain claims. So far, he's skeptical about that one. But if the right person gets to him with the right rhetoric, probably biblical, considering his interest in Christianity more recently since the QAnon stuff, I don't know. Already call out for bingo, like what we already marked down so far. I don't have a master list anymore, so people just have to ask me until I get a master list made. Didn't he flirt with Flat Earth at one point? He talked about it, but whenever he talked about it, he was like, I don't believe this, but Ghost Ezra is saying it, and he doesn't trust Ghost Ezra.
Posted evidence of 5 people doing horrible crimes. Now, I just want to be crystal clear here. You can go to John McAfee's Telegram account and you can look at this photo and video evidence yourself, but be very careful. Part of me is happy I looked at it because now I believe John McAfee actually does have 31 terabytes, but the other part of me is a little...
Peter, I bet you I can find that picture. There was a picture of Epstein on a flight. Hold on. Epstein on plane holding child. One of the pictures was Epstein on a plane holding a child. Let me see if I can find it. Boom, same picture. Like, this is a picture that was on the Telegram account that I assume Peter is referencing. As if this is evidence, right? Oh, they had this picture of Epstein with this clearly underage girl on this plane. Okay, it's the first image on Google when you search Epstein on plane holding child. This is a public image. Whoever has this fucking John McAfee account is getting images from public places, from other publications, and putting them on the Telegram account as if they're, like, secretive, oh, I got these from a private collection type thing. They're not. These are all publicly available images, Peter, that anyone can Google and find and post. I assume he didn't even take 5 seconds to check and reverse image search any of the images to see if they're, like, unique to the Telegram account, which they're not. Roland7 says, I can confirm I am a former antivirus professional. McAfee was doing the Microsoft game of buying up competitors and definitely didn't hire crackers.
A little bit scarred, traumatized, I guess you could say, because these are extremely graphic, horrible photos and videos that he's released so far, and it could definitely have a negative psychological impact on you. But if you don't believe me, I'm happy to call my bluff. You can see what, for example, Stephen Colbert has done. You can
No, there isn't. All right, now I got to go back to it again. I will selectively show you things that I can show you and I feel comfortable showing you from this disgusting account, okay? Preview channel. Let me see how far up I can go. Not even sure when this account got made, so. Have they just been posting since McAfee died? When was this posted? Oh my god, they are... holy shit, they're doing this a lot. QAnon stuff, QAnon stuff. As darkness falls, you have 2 hours to add my Telegram, YouTube, or Discord. All links have been provided. Be ready, Patriots. When they wake up, they won't know what hit them. Genesis 13. Jesus Christ. There's a Fallout Please Stand By image because I'm sure John McAfee, a man in his 60s, knew all about the Fallout games. We keepers of the flame, you are not ready for this show. The sleeper awakes. John McAfee. And then there's a picture of Alice in Wonderland. What the hell? I'm just trying to find the Stephen Colbert image he was talking about. Once I find it, I'll show you guys, if it's appropriate, of course. There's lots of pictures of John McAfee that are publicly available. Almost there, folks. Sorry. Posting more QAnon, Q-post type stuff. A picture of a bunch of laptops. John McAfee pointing a gun at a camera. Oof. Okay. So, I can't show this, but it's literally, what Peter is referencing here is literally, this is a dead child's body, and I can't believe Peter is referencing this. This is disgusting. So it's literally a picture of Stephen Colbert, and then pictures of an autopsy of a child. There's no connective tissue between these two images. Just the fact that this guy has posted an autopsy image of a child next to an image of Stephen Colbert is apparently enough for Peter to go, yeah, that tracks. That makes sense. That's fucking ridiculous. I just can't with these people. What did Colbert do? Nothing. It's conspiracy theorists making slanderous claims against people. The sleeper awakes would be through the looking glass. How is he so stupid? Yeah. A lot of these images are like this. Like, here's an image of... It's an image of Chuck Schumer, and then there's a picture under that. Oh, it's a picture of Chuck Schumer being interviewed by Stephen Colbert, and then the picture under it is a picture of what appears to be an adult man kissing a child on the lips, but it's not like a child porn. I think it's like, you know, it's like a family thing where some families kiss people on the lips, which I think is gross, but, you know. And the guy doesn't even really look like Chuck Schumer, but I think we're supposed to think it's Chuck Schumer. Here's another image of Obama with a young girl in the Oval Office. And then it's a separate picture of what appears to be I don't even know how to describe this. Of a similar looking girl, but their only similarity, quite honestly, is that they're both Asian. So this is a racist thing as well. In what appears to be a compromising situation. Not anything sexual, obviously, just like she's duct taped up. So again, what counts as evidence to Peter is apparently when you put a photo of someone next to a photo of a different thing. This is how dumb Peter is. It's literally just, look at this picture of this horrific thing, which it is. Again, it's like a picture you'd see on, like, Rotten.com back in the day, if you guys remember Rotten.com or something. And then next to it is just a separate picture of Stephen Colbert, and I guess in Peter's mind he goes, oh, that's a picture of a dead body, and there's a picture of Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert must have killed this child! Because he's an idiot. Rather than Day, thanks for 4 months, says, let's fucking go. 4 years watching Hannah and Jake, 4 months watching Hannah on Twitch. Well, thank you. Like, I'm legit mad. I'm mad now. Princess Amelia says, now, Hannah, it's not slander. It's written, so it's libel. True. Like, that post legit made me mad because someone is using actual real-world images of children who've either died or have been killed or something. Some tragedy clearly happened to the kid, because kids don't just die, generally, whether it's a disease or some foul play. I don't know. I don't know who the kid is. I don't want to know, frankly. But it was a picture of the autopsy of a child being used by these disgusting piece of shit conspiracy theorists in order to try and throw blame at the feet of some innocent person? What the fuck? You're using pictures of actual real-world dead children to promote your fucking conspiracy grift? Are you kidding me? Like, I'm not religious. I don't think there's a hell. But sometimes I really, really, really wish there was.
You can see what Hillary Clinton has done, what Huma Abedin has done, what Shifty Shift has done, just to name a few. And he says that he has uploaded all 31 terabytes to the cloud and that he's provided keys on his Telegram account. Now, his Telegram account is full of codes and messages, so it might be a while before someone...
Boy, it's almost like someone is just trying to string along conspiracy theorists in order to enrich themselves or to fuck with you because they think it's funny. That's the thing. I think Peter thinks I'm his enemy, right? Because I'm out here telling him things he doesn't want to hear. It's like he thinks I'm the bad person because I'm telling him, like, you know, Trump isn't president and he's not going to be. I know that hurts you, Peter, but it's the truth. Your enemy is not me. I'm not your enemy, Peter. I want you to get better. I want you to come back to reality and be on the same plane of existence as the rest of us, so you can live with your family and be happy. Your enemy are the pieces of shit who run accounts like the Majestic 12 Telegram account and pretend to be space aliens talking to you, and the person on that John McAfee account who's using pictures of dead fucking children to scare you into believing their conspiracy bullshit to take away your time, to make you afraid so you are a vulnerable person who's able to be convinced of all sorts of crazy shit, to alienate you from your loved ones and your family. They are the bad guy, Peter. They're the one hurting you. I want you to be a normal person, Peter. For the love of God, stop listening to fucking liars. Sorry, I'm just like... I can't believe Peter does this to himself. I feel so bad for his family. Blackwing Hackaday says Peter equals Christian. Ugh. Let's not do any comparisons there. Simple Cat Girl says, what's the worst, a grifter or a troll? A troll. I'm not... Grifters are shit, but at least I understand the motive of enriching yourself. It's wrong, but I can understand it on a, you know, purely self-interested level. Trolls are just pieces of fucking shit. They're not even getting anything out of it other than sick pleasure in hurting other people. It's absolute sociopathy shit. Roland says, this is why I love this stream. Hannah wants things to be better. She wants to save them. I don't know if I'd put it like that. Would this qualify as science fiction as fact on the bingo card? No. Science fiction as fact is when, like, someone says, like, there's a conspiracy theory about Nazi Germany having a time machine called the Bell. Or Der Glock, okay? That entire conspiracy theory started because someone wrote a fiction book in which that was true. And then someone went, well, it's in that book, maybe it's true. That's citing fiction as fact. It's literally citing a fiction novel or TV show or book and thinking that the events of that TV show are real because someone depicted it in a fictional setting.
Someone decodes it and finds out where he's uploaded it and puts in the password.
Why is Peter not in the background? He's in a different office now.
And then starts...
He's renting an office from his dad to do this. Even though he already lives with his parents. So I assume he's just using a different room in the house that his dad is letting him use. I don't know. That's how he put it.
You know, releasing all this stuff. But even if that doesn't happen, he says he's released these 31 terabytes to at least 4 different people who are working in the news industry that are going to stop dropping major bombshell his evidence of the most heinous crimes. Because we were told that in the end, these criminals would not be able to walk down the street, and the day has arrived where I think that the 5 people that he exposed so far in Telegram account, if I was them, I'd never want to be seen in public again. Bill Clinton, Hillary, they're never going to do a speech again. Absolutely not.
I don't know when the last time either of them did that, because I don't, worship politicians like Peter does with Trump. But I would imagine they will once COVID is less severe, because they make a lot of money doing it. Chrysia says, would predictive programming claim count as cites fact as fiction? I feel like that would be its own thing. It can't... Well... I think it depends on the context. Ask me in specific instances. I don't know if I'm just going to give a blanket answer to that one. I know that's a shitty answer, but it's the one I have. Sorry.
Adam Schiff, he is not going to be...
But it's the bingo card thing. Peter's TV is in the background. I guess we can do it this time, but we might have to just remove that space, considering if he's going to be filming in this office from now on, there's never going to be a TV again, so then we just get an automatic bingo space every time Peter did a video, and that doesn't make sense. Sorry, Sky Comet Fallen. I'll take a look. Sky Comet Fallen says, Peter would be so easy to scam if I was a black hat with no morals. Good things I'm a white hat. I'm glad.
In public. I mean, Stephen Colbert has to because he has a show, but if I was him, I would end his show now and never...
Peter, again, let me reiterate. The reason Peter believes this thing on this John McAfee bullshit scam telegram, and apparently 200,000 other people do too. Think about that. 200,000 people follow that Telegram account. He believes this because someone, all they had to do to convince Peter that Colbert is guilty of child murder is put a picture of a dead kid next to a picture of Stephen Colbert. That's all it took to convince Peter. That's it. That's what was there. Think about that for 5 seconds. Peter, if I took a photo of you and I took a photo of a dead kid, I could do the same thing. I wouldn't do that because I'm not a piece of fucking garbage. But that's the same thing. Peter, if someone did that to you, you would be like, that's ridiculous. That's not evidence of anything. Because you'd be right. Because it isn't. Peter, hello? You need to step the fuck back from the edge here. You've lost the plot. I'm genuinely concerned for you, Peter. Please, get help. Go see a therapist, a real one. Please.
Make another show. I'll be surprised if he still continues his show because he's shown evidence that these people are doing horrible things, and it's just a taster. It's a tip of the iceberg what he's dropped on his Telegram, and I'm surprised it's being even allowed to be up on Telegram. These are horrible photos and videos, but the good news is that we do have a pretty big win for August. September looks like it's going to be way more exciting because there were some delays, but
oh, September will be the month now. Mm-hmm.
Actually, around September 11th and 12th, specifically, there's an executive order that Trump did that expires on September 11th or 12th. Who knows? It could be just a way to expend deep state's ammunition, but September is going to be very exciting around the 11th and 12th when this executive order that Trump signed expires. I can't get into detail about what the executive order is because YouTube, but
this is a Telegram video, Peter. This video isn't on YouTube yet.
August
moving goalposts. Yep.
Was hot in the sense that John McAfee uploaded all these horrible crimes to the internet and he released
nothing happened in August, so he had to find a fictional John McAfee Telegram account that posts pictures of dead kids for political gain in order to make him feel better about the fact that he's wrong constantly. Your ego is a problem, Peter. You need to just... Doubling down and doubling down and doubling down is not the correct or adult thing to do here. You need to get over yourself and get over your ego and say, you know what? I got scammed again. The guy who took $60,000 from me for the weed store, I got scammed. This is another scam and I fell for it again. Whoops. Learn from it. Don't just keep doubling down. You're digging yourself into a hole deeper and deeper and deeper, and someday you're not going to be able to get out. And you're getting there. You're real close, Peter. I don't know how this is affecting your relationship with your family, but I can't imagine it's not affecting it at all. It's just really sad. It makes me wonder, too, because I know his wife, when Peter and I would talk, he told me his wife wasn't necessarily comfortable with all this QAnon stuff he was spouting. And I wonder if he's now doing this stuff in this office specifically because his wife wants it further away from her, in a different part of the house or somewhere else. I don't know if he lives in like a guest house of his parents and this is like in their main building. I don't know. It just feels to me like something's going on. And I don't want Peter to ruin his life. I really don't. Peter's a really gullible guy, and he can be convinced to do awful things. He can be convinced that awful things are righteous because of these absurdities that he believes. But deep down, I don't think he wants to hurt anyone. I just think he's been convinced that there are evil, satanic child murderers in the world. And if you genuinely believed that, of course you would think those people deserved justice. But those people don't exist, Peter. They don't exist. You're talking about hurting completely innocent people. It's just sad. Simple Cat Girl says, my thing is that, does Peter not question on how this account even got these horrible images? Like, does it not go off in his head on the implications of attaining these images? Well, according to him, according to what he says, the Telegram account says, John McAfee did security for these people, which, by the way, Peter, would mean John McAfee would be culpable for all of this, too. He would be an accomplice to these crimes. So, I just don't know. I just don't know what's going on with Peter.
A little bit of what's on them, and now these people's reputations are irreparably damaged. Some of the photos that he did post on his Telegram were rumored to have come from these people's laptops, but it wasn't.
They didn't, Peter. Do I need to reverse? Fuck it. Sure. Hold on. This is gonna... I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. All right, Peter, I'm going to do the research that you won't take 5 seconds to do for yourself because you're a dumbass. So let's reverse image search the photos of the dead kids. Because there are only so many places you can get photos of dead kids. Rotten.com is one. There are a few. Can't believe I gotta do this for this fucking asshole. Sorry, I'm just giving these things random names. I'm going to delete them when I'm done anyway. Because you can't drag and drop Telegram images like you can some other ones. Sorry, I know this is boring. I just don't, I can't like make jokes over this. I can't talk over this. I just gotta do it. Alright, so here's what it is. So the picture of the dead kid that was next to Stephen Colbert, the picture of the kid alive is a picture of a missing child from Hawaii named Benjamin. I'm not going to give his last name for privacy reasons. He went missing in 2019. The picture of the actual dead kid is an image leaked from the Uyghur concentration camps in China. It's a completely different kid. So, Peter, you stupid fucking piece of shit. Why did I have to take 5 seconds to do the bare minimum of research for you, who claim to be the expert on this, who claim to do your research, and you get all your own information. It's a picture from a concentration camp in China, Peter. And you saw that picture next to a picture of Stephen Colbert, a late-night talk show host, and you went, yeah, he killed that kid. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself. I mean that. You should feel bad.
Confirmed. Now it has been confirmed that these photos a few photos that we've seen floating around are indeed part.
No, they're not. Fucking look it up. You didn't even take 5 seconds to... This makes me mad because it tells me all Peter does is he looks at a photo and a claim someone makes on Telegram and he goes, yeah, and then he just makes up shit in his head and he reports it like it's real. Von Tuck says, well, no reinstatement is happening. I am worried September is a month of bad things. Weirdos going to the Capitol again on the 18th. More and more calls for violence against school boards and the city councils regarding mask mandates, and even in California. It's ominous. I know. I do. Thank you.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
Evidence, video and photo evidence of these people's crimes. So big, this is huge. This is very, 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 very big, because a lot of people were calling John McAfee's bluff and being like, oh, he's delaying, you know, he said he was going to release this earlier. He doesn't really have anything. He's just, you know, talking the talk, big talk, but he can't really walk and he doesn't actually have evidence.
He can't walk anymore, Peter. He's fucking dead.
But now he's proven he...
John McAfee.
does have a lot of evidence of these people's crimes. So
can I report that Telegram account? Telegram literally has Nazis on it. They're not gonna delete. It's not worth reporting anything on Telegram unless it's literal CP.
Someone asked if I like anime. I dislike anime more than Hannah dislikes anime.
Oh, that's attractive.
It's also attractive to me that you don't like anime.
D with Goblin says the absolute lack of critical thinking is not only astonishing, it's dangerous. Stephen Colbert is wealthy and well protected. Imagine if some random got named in a viral conspiracy Telegram meme and gets set upon by the QAnon mob. Yeah. Peter, do you think it's a good idea to openly go online and slander someone worth millions of dollars and claiming that they've murdered children? Because I made an accurate claim about you once, and you threatened to sue me even though you are negative $60,000 in terms of net worth. Stephen Colbert could actually sue you. I don't think he will. I don't think you're worth his time. But is that an intelligent decision to make? When you didn't even take 5 seconds to Google the images that you are claiming are the evidence? It's almost like you're an idiot. Weird. Tucker White says, silly Hannah, everyone knows Stephen Colbert has killed multiple people. Don't you know the Colbert Report lore? That's Stephen Colbert, not Stephen Colbert. They're two different people. Legally, because
And
Comedy
then-
Central.
Yeah, and then there's Stephen Colbert that's the cousin of the Stephen Colbert, but it's still Stephen Colbert.
Yep. Procagom says anime, more like Hannah May.
That's not Hannah's middle name.
Roland7 says, Van Dread is problematic, but a good anime. I'll never see it.
So it sounds like to me, if I were to...
Yeah.
Also, I don't have anything against people that like anime, and I don't have anything against people that watch it a lot, or, you know, I just personally, it gets on my nerves, and I don't like it.
Ice Queen says, get a room. Oh, wait, you did. Yeah, I don't like anime either. And I know it's a whole medium. I understand that. But, like, the tropes of anime, I just don't like it.
That's what it is.
Like, the closest thing to anime I actually still really like is probably Avatar The Last Airbender, and that was written by an American team and then animated in Korea. So, not really anime. I liked the Pokemon anime growing up, I guess.
Growing up, I liked Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I liked Sailor Moon as a kid. Watch Cowboy Bebop? No. Guys, save the typing. 0 anime that you ever recommend me will ever go into my eyeballs. I have never sat down and been like, chat recommended an anime to me. I better go check it out because I sure do hate anime, but chat said a thing to me, and chat is generally so insightful.
Hannah.
I know, that's me. I'm joking. You genuinely do have a lot of great things to say, but anime recommendations are not one of them.
It's like one of those spite things. It's like people would just keep recommending it even though I say that I'm not interested. And so it makes it even less likely that I will watch it.
Yeah. Tea with Goblin says, here's a hypothetical. One of these crazies gets hyped up on QAnon, dead children meme juice, and actually does make an attempt on a celebrity's life. They get arrested and they become yet another Ashley Babbitt-style martyr and proof of the power of the deep state. Wash, rinse, repeat. Okay, I'll stop dooming now. No, I would imagine individual, like, lone wolf terroristic style things are going to happen more often now because of these people.
I guess what's going to happen.
How about a horror movie recommendation? I like horror movies.
And there's going to be a
I like horror movies, especially slashers, but if it's about, like, a biblical demon or something, I'm not a big fan of those usually. Simple Cat Girl says, no one likes to be a nag about things. Yeah.
major exposure and unreleasing of these 31 terabytes of heinous crimes. And then as a result from that, what's going to happen is these people's reputation is going to be so damaged that they are not going to want to be seen in public.
Why are you writing me about anime? Daddy Sume says, Vandred is an anime. Don't care. Where men and women are basically separate races and each think they're aliens, and 4 dudes end up on a ship full of women pirates and flying across the galaxy Voyager style. It's stupid, but has some funny stuff. The main dude's robot combines with the main trio of women space fighters, and they end up in sex positions piloting, but it's completely platonic. And also one of the characters is secretly trans, and it's weird. I hated reading all of that. Why?
At all ever again, and that is just the beginning of their life becoming even more like hell. So these people, if they're not already living in hell on earth, they will be very soon. So this is very exciting. I'm very glad that he's started exposing their crimes and totally wrecking their reputations. I think it's about time we saw.
Tea with Goblin says, brand new cherry flavor is out on Netflix. Highly recommend. Alright, thank you.
Some justice. This is a big...
Peter, no crimes have been committed. At least not by the people you're alleging that have committed those crimes. Because you didn't do 5 seconds of research that you should have done if you're claiming to be some sort of anything. I don't care if you don't claim you're a news source. I don't care if you don't claim you're an expert. What?
You'll be happy to know that I no longer feel bad for Peter at all.
Oh, good. I knew you'd come around.
Yeah.
Someone's having me time out Daddy Sume. Always happy to do that. Thanks, Nblock. I forgot my train. What was I saying? Oh, Peter, whatever you claim to be, you have a YouTube channel. You have a Rumble channel, and you're putting out information, and it's false information. You're bad at your job. If you consider this a job or you consider this a hobby, you're bad at it because you're not even doing the bare minimum of research. Reading a Telegram account and their posts and just saying what their posts say isn't research. That's not research. That's regurgitating misinformation. You need to check the things they're saying. You need to fact check these claims. If they have a photo, you need to see, does this photo show up anywhere else? Where's this photo from? Is this the only place on the internet this photo exists, or is it from something else? Like that photo of the dead child, which comes from a Chinese concentration camp.
W for Team Trump, Team God, for the Patriots who are out there trying to get the truth out. luckily, whoever is behind the Telegram account, whether it's Team Trump or John McAfee or his wife, justice is coming, and some of that justice has indeed arrived. So,
fuck you. Joey is strong says anime with 100 bits.
Be excited, guys. Be hopeful. They're patriots who are fighting for us every day, and we are all together fighting to make the world a better place. Thank you so much. God bless you, and God bless America.
Peter frustrates me because he's doing dangerous and awful stuff, and he is completely oblivious. It's upsetting. He had another video from YouTube, but I watched it earlier, and it's much less intense than that, and I'm not even going to bother, because I'm not doing more Peter today. Peter needs to take a long look at himself and decide what he wants to be for the rest of his life. Does he want to be a crazy conspiracy theorist that does zero research, does zero due diligence on the claims he's making? He's going to get channel after channel after channel banned from every platform or eventually get sued. He's going to alienate all his friends and family. His kids are going to completely separate from him when they get old enough to realize that he's full of shit. Does Peter want to be alone for the rest of his life? Or does he want to come back to reality with the rest of us? Frankly, I don't even care if he's a Trump supporter. I mean, I care in the sense that I care about any person being, you know, a far right-winger, but at least if he's a Trump supporter, he's just a Trump supporter. Doesn't matter. Trump's in his 80s, or rather, he's in his mid to late 70s. He's not going to be around for long. But Peter needs to stop, and he needs to get back in touch with reality, because this is not okay. All right, what else we got? What do I think happens if Peter gets COVID? He'll just smoke a bunch of weed, which will make it worse, and I don't know. I genuinely don't know. What was I gonna search? Ow. No matter how comfortable headphones are, if I wear them long enough, they hurt. I must have weird shaped ears or something. Or headphones are made for bigger ears than me or something. I don't know. Moppy Mutton says, Peter's church is talking about the apocalypse is starting and to be ready, so I think he does mean to spread this rubbish. Yeah. Blackwing Hackety says, can we do a sausage cleanse? Yeah, let's do a cleanse. We need something, because goddamn Peter. Peter making me look at pictures of dead kids. Oh, speaking of which, I need to delete that shit from my computer. I do not want that shit on there. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh. Deleted. Did you miss call? Mm-mm. We're doing a cleanse. Raisin.
Okay, one guy requesting raisin sausage. This one's for you. YouTube comment suggestions. There we go. It's like the day after Thanksgiving. I wonder if this is some sort of ancient recipe. The benefits of being a doctor. Will it blow? That's a steamer. It blew a little bit. I'll split the difference and give that 1.5 Mark Ruffalo's. Here we go. Ow! Oh yeah, that's prime duty right there. It looks like a dead slug pooped out of duty. All right, so here we go. Well, it's a pretty gosh darn awful sausage. 0 out of 5.
Bop, 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 bop.
Alright. Dog cleanse. That is a cute puppo. Reminds me a little of my grandparents' old dog that they used to have. This was someone's uncle, I think, that they wanted me to look at. This is like someone who's a fan of the show. They have an uncle that does stuff now. Their most recent stuff is from 8 months ago, so they're not even posting recently.
Okay, road rant number 14. I am now in Deep Purple Bay Area. I just went through Morgan Hill.
I believe there's a bingo space, something along the lines of video in a car, recording in a car. It's Uncle
San
Bucket's
Jose,
uncle.
Livermore, Tracy, and apparently now the bathrooms at gas stations are no longer open. Or at least in Livermore they weren't. And it's not the first time I've run into that. But, correct me if I'm wrong. But that seems like an utterly ridiculous thing for people to have to go through. I mean, that is a public health issue in and of itself.
I disliked your uncle's video,
I-
I'm sorry. What is it with boomers ranting in cars? I couldn't tell you. Blackwing Hackety says, would that make this great Uncle Bucket? Yeah, I think so.
Found another way, and I'm sure other people will, but I don't know. I come down here and I see these 5G towers and lockdowns, and
Oh, you're the other dislike? We both
there's a
dislike.
good old American flag. What does that mean anymore? Sounds like there's pockets of resistance. My county, Placer County, is having none of any of this nonsense. So I had breakfast inside, sat at a table, just fine, no problem at all. And yet I drive 30 miles and I can't even go to the bathroom in a gas station. So I'm just, the point I'm trying to make is it's all very arbitrary.
Alright. No offense. I'll look through his other videos and see if there's any more entertaining ones. But your uncle isn't just a conspiracy theorist. He's boring. Which might be worse. So I'm going to go ahead and see. I put him on my list, so I'll look later and see if any of the other videos are more interesting. Von Tuck says, we know why boomers rant in cars. We can ask Cece's wife about it. True. Oh, good. Call for an Uprising also thinks the the milk carton thing is Illuminati. Let's check it out.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Because so many people asked, I will cover this. I know there's many more important things going on in the world, but I've covered on this channel many times over these challenges that pop up and what the meaning is behind it, because usually there is a cult meaning behind it. We all remember the ALS challenge where they would dump the ice water on one another, and these just complete buffoons think that they're doing something to help.
The money actually raised from the Ice Bucket Challenge, I read an article about it a while back, actually did help research that led to some developments in treatments for that disease, for ALS. So that's good.
You know, help a charity, help awareness. They don't even...
Charity? Why do I give money to charity when I Call for an Uprising can just make shitty YouTube videos? I do much more for society.
Even realize they're participating in rituals, and they don't care when you point it out. They laugh at it and think it's nothing. But this is just another one that's out there that's new. It's a joke. I mean, it's laughable.
This one's dangerous. I mean, a lot of those challenge things are. Maybe I'm just old now, but I don't know. Don't do the milk crate thing. Super dangerous. You're gonna break your neck.
So obvious, but again, there might be some young people out there who don't even understand why it's pushed and made popular, why the mainstream media, why Good Morning America talks about it, you know, all these mainstream news outlets who don't want you to do it because they tell you it's dangerous, you could get hurt, be careful.
Yes, don't do it. It's dangerous. You could be hurt. Be careful. I agree with those sentiments.
They only talk.
Send Peter this clip. He needs to see it. What's the clip? For privacy reasons, he went missing in 2019. The picture of the actual dead kid is an image leaked from the Uyghur concentration camps in China. It's a completely different kid. So, Peter, you stupid fucking piece of shit. Why did I have to take 5 seconds to do the bare minimum of research for you, who claim to be the expert on this, who claim to do your research and you get all your own information? It's a picture from a concentration camp in China, Peter. And you saw that picture next to a picture of Stephen Colbert, a late-night talk show host, and you went, yeah, he killed that kid. You should... Yeah, I don't know if he'll like that. Discordant Vold, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it. Bubble Homestead says hospitals are getting pretty full in places, so maybe be a bit careful. Yeah, I'm not taking any risks. As an anarchist, Call for an Uprising is as cringy as vegan teacher, says Roland7. I bet.
Talk about it because they want it to be popular. If they wanted you to stop doing it or not partake in it, they wouldn't bring attention to it. They wouldn't let it trend on social media. Like they don't let people like me trend or other truthers.
They don't let you trend because you promote ridiculous medical misinformation, satanic conspiracy theories, and good old-fashioned conspiratorial anti-Semitism. So.
Trend when, before all the nonsense really came to light, we all did kind of trend in a sense because people wanted to hear this stuff, and then they suppressed it. They want it to trend. They want people to partake. And I have to put a disclaimer out before I show you what it is and then explain how it's an occult ritual, that I do not endorse doing this for many reasons.
So Call is allowed to cover it even though he thinks it's satanic and doesn't want people to do it. But if Good Morning America covers it and says don't do it, then it's because they're in on it. Do we see the contradiction? Call is allowed to cover whatever he wants because he's a good guy. But if some rando news station or Good Morning America covers something, they're automatically satanic because they covered that thing. That makes sense. Krizia says the news organizations don't control society or social media trends. Yeah.
Main reason being because why partake in stupidity? And why partake in an occult ritual? They go hand in hand. Okay? Nobody should need to even tell anyone not to partake in something where you could fall and crack your skull open and fall on the ground. But
teenagers are dumb. People are dumb. And teenagers are less developed people. They're prone to risky behavior. That's what I'm trying to say.
Apparently I have to say that because...
Staggering levels of hypocrisy on the card? Yep.
Oh, there's people promoting it, so social media has to step in because they're not stepping in and doing...
Thanks for the link. Oh, I already have this guy. We covered this guy earlier, actually. But thank you.
Doing anything. They'll step in probably and try to stop someone like me from telling you the occult meaning behind it before they would step in and try to stop the zombies from actually partaking in it. But what it is, it's called the Milk Crate Challenge. Milk Crate Challenge. Take a look.
I love seeing these Milk Crate Challenge videos, and you guys keep sending them to me, so keep them coming. And if you haven't...
That's wildly irresponsible. They should not be telling their viewers to do this. Oh, God.
Heard what we're talking about. It's this viral thing of people getting hurt, falling off a milk crate.
The idea is to stay on the milk crate, climb up and then back down. But Jason Carr in the carport, a lot of folks are not successful and honestly look like they're breaking arms and legs in the process.
So yeah.
This is terrible. Why was the first guy like, yeah, keep sending me them, I love them, and they're like, but a lot of people are breaking their... That's so irresponsible.
In case you couldn't tell by all the viral videos, federal officials are now letting us know the Milk Crate Challenge is a bad idea. The warning comes as videos like these rack up millions of views across social media. It shows attempt after attempt of people trying to walk up and down a staircase made entirely of milk crates, which are not stable, and most end in spectacularly painful fashion. Doctors do not recommend it, and the Food and Drug Administration is also discouraging people from participating in this foolishness. The agency weighed in after comedian Conan O'Brien tweeted, "Waiting for FDA approval before I take the Milk Crate Challenge." He made the joke after the FDA approved the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. The FDA tweeted a response saying they can't recommend the challenge, and saying perhaps I'll enjoy a nice glass of 2% and return all those crates to the grocery store. Here's the other point about this that I saw on social media. All these fools are doing this and breaking their faces, arms, and legs, and then they go to the ER, but all the beds are full from COVID.
Oh, man. Yeah, you thought society was getting dumber by the second? Yeah, this is great. I mean,
Guys, young people doing stupid things isn't a new phenomena. I don't know how to break it to you. People are pretty stupid and have been throughout all of human history. People are dumb. Bittergrin says, I still don't understand where they found all the milk crates. I've seen like 3 in my life total. Yeah, I don't know either.
I love when people just go, well, you're old.
Baja says, Randy retweeted a doctor that said, Randy is a friend of ours who was a doctor, says, if people knew how much spleens like to bleed, they wouldn't do this shit. Poor Randy. I feel bad for him. It's gotta be. I can't even imagine the stress of being a doctor in this day and age.
Oh, this is the way people... Yeah, sure. I mean, we can all...
Like, I know the environment Randy grew up in relatively. We both grew up in the Midwest and, you know, we're roughly the same age. So, you know, you get told all your life, like, don't go and flip burgers. Go to college and become a lawyer or a doctor. You know, the most respected professions in the country. And then he does, and he goes and he works his ass off for years and years and years in pre-med and then medical school and doing his residency. And now he's a doctor, and people are like, fuck you, guy who got your medical degree. I'm gonna eat horse medicine because I don't trust you. That's gotta be frustrating. Ice Queen says, could that mean Call is from Michigan? Why? Wait, what did he say that was Michigan-y? I missed it.
Remember, just, you know, doing things that could possibly result in us falling on our skull, like climbing up milk crates, and it's just so unbelievable how dumb people are that they do this stuff, but this is the monkey see, monkey do reality we live in. Nobody realizes that. Monkey see, monkey do. That's what everything is.
I think people do realize that because that's an idiom. Maybe look up what an idiom means. It's a Detroit station? Oh, okay. People probably send him stuff too, though. So, I don't know. That'd be funny, though. For some reason, all the crazies congregate in Michigan. I know. I live here. I'm one of the crazies. It's me. The crazies coming from inside the stream.
It's monkey see, monkey do. You're gonna take a magic potion? Why? Monkey see, monkey do? Oh, yeah. Oh, because you're trying to...
When he says potion, he's talking about the vaccine.
Protect yourself? No. You're taking it because monkey see, monkey do. That's why. And if you're taking it for other reasons, it's likely because you're being peer pressured into it because you want to keep a job. Monkey see, monkey do. So the first thing of note, which is really easy to see, is it's set up in a pyramid. Oh, Cole, you're a crazy conspiracy nut because it's set.
Yes. Call, things being shaped like that isn't a conspiracy. That's just a shape that exists. Ascending and then descending symmetrically is just a shape. It's called a triangle. It's not a conspiracy. I really don't know how else to say it. Isn't Baja from Michigan too? Oh yeah, we're both crazy. Call has a P.O. box and it isn't in Michigan. That's what you think. It's a forwarding address that it gets sent there and it bounces all around the country until it finds its way to his house. Because he doesn't trust the Illuminati, they're gonna send him anthrax. Stone Corbell says, we're taking it because vaccines have been successful preventative medicine for over 100 years. True. Purple Nickel says, confirmed, Hannah is infecting us with the crazy. That's true. Spurious symbology is evidence on the bingo card. You bet.
Set up in a pyramid, it means it's Illuminati exposed. It means these people are so dumb. I don't know how much longer.
I'm dumb because I don't think anything that is the shape of a rough triangle or a pyramid means a conspiracy is afoot. Yep. I sure am an idiot.
I could take living amongst these people. But you can see it's a pyramid with a capstone, right? The capstone on top. The pyramid has always been set up with the capstone. What do we always see in the capstone? And you might say, what do you mean, what do we always see? Well, I don't know. Do you have $1?
The all-seeing eye.
All right, flip it over.
Oh my god, where else have I seen that symbol before? Oh my god, call for an uprising is part of the Illuminati because he has an all-seeing eye in his logo. Why did I turn into Mickey Mouse?
You see the pyramid on there? What do you think that represents? What do you think the eye...
It's the all-seeing eye, supposedly of God. That's what I learned in school, but I went to a Christian school, so... Don't know.
On the back represents a country of optometrists. It's the eye of Lucifer, the all-seeing eye of Lucifer. It's also known as the capstone, the top of the pyramid. Now, in secret societies, they elevate and go up steps. In Freemasonry, all you'll see if you go through Freemasonic literature is the staircase with the black and white tiles on the floor, of course, the esoteric crap that they believe in.
Call, I also have stairs in my house. Does that mean I am a Freemason? Stairs exist, Call. Stairs exist. And it wouldn't surprise me if they're a symbol of Freemasonry, if that even is the case. I assume it is. I think I've heard that before. Because Freemasons started as a trade guild for masons, you know, people who built staircases and other architectural things. Blackwing Hecate says, historically, the caps of the pyramids of Giza were clad in gold, and the rest of them were clad in white marble. Yeah, and they got stolen at some point in the past. What's PSYOP mean on the bingo card? If they say PSYOP. Conspiracy theorists will call something a PSYOP if they think the government or some cabal or something is, like, faking something in order to convince people of some lie. It's a PSYOP. Princess Amelia says, stairs exist, citation needed. D-Zug says, what do you think Call's Lucifer looks like? Is it Baphomet or the classic red devil with the horns and a pointy tail? The Bible describes Lucifer as beautiful, and Call claims to believe in the Bible, so I assume he'd go with that, even though he... I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you. He's kind of weird, so I'd be shocked if it stayed consistent.
And they follow the black and white, your good deeds outweigh your bad deeds. You'll see that on the floor, and then you'll see staircases. And what do those staircases represent? They represent evolving, elevating in secret societies. Because, and this even goes for things like Scientology, which are secret societies within Freemasonry, or I should say outside of Freemasonry, but all the same thing. Every time you reach a degree, you climb up the staircase. That's what it represents. And the higher you climb, the more knowledge you're told you receive. Because you're not really receiving knowledge. They like to tell you that you're receiving the secret knowledge of the world. The knowledge is in the Bible. That's where the knowledge is. This is the wickedness of the world, each one of these steps.
Yeah, the Bible. I love the Bible. It taught me that in order to genetically manipulate animals, you need to have them breed in front of things with the qualities you want. So if you want speckled sheep, just have those sheep fuck in front of a tree with speckles on it. It also taught me that pi has a value of 3. So, thanks, Bible.
This is the...
Quiet One 85 says, stairs represent me getting high. Seems legit. Does Call never use stairs? I don't know. Maybe he just has a ranch house.
The deception of the world that these fools buy into and believe because they think that Lucifer's really on their side. And they're going to see pretty soon that he's not. But this is what they learn. They go up each step, right? And that's what the stairs in this crate challenge represent. The staircase, right? Going up the stairs. And every time they go up, they learn more. And eventually they learn that Lucifer is the god of this world. Now, they wouldn't even need to...
Called the stairs represent stairs made of milk crates that they're trying to get up and down because it's funny when the people hurt themselves. Because humans are basically just... Not even basically. Humans are apes. And we're dumb. And we think, ha ha ha. He fell off the thing. I laugh now, haha, and that's the joke, and that's why people do the milk crate challenge. It's literally the whole reason. Blackwing Hecate with a link.
It's not working. You got me something.
I cannot play a clip from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Sorry.
Learn that in Freemasonry because the Bible teaches that this world is of the devil.
Okay, what if I don't believe the Bible, Call? Why should I believe the Bible? It's okay if you do. I'm asking why I, as a non-believer, should even care what you have to say about the Bible when I don't believe it. Moppy Mutton says, you never use stairs if you never leave your ranch-style house. Blackwing Hecate says, to misquote someone, sometimes a set of stairs is just a set of stairs.
But they learn that. And then they're told that they're empowered, that they rule and reign over us, that they can do this, they can do that. They, and all of this other crap that comes with each degree that they obtain inside of these secret societies. They're all set up the same. Okay? Once they reach a certain point or a certain capstone, even though, well, I guess they're already aware of worshiping Lucifer, it gets to the point that they actually worship.
I think he just had to think for a second because he's like, oh shit, at what point in my fan fiction of what Freemasons are, when do they learn about the Satan thing? Because it can't be level 1, Let's say someone walks in, there's Freemason, chapters all over the country. Maybe all over the world, I don't know. Probably all over the world. But like I had one in my hometown, and people would usually rent out their hall for like birthdays or quinceañeras or bar mitzvahs or graduation parties because they just had a big call. So let's say I go there and I go, I would like to become a Freemason. I can't anymore because lady. But let's say I wanted to join and I'm like, I want to be a Freemason. And do they just on the first day be like, all right, here's the secret. We control the world and we are Satanists. Can't be that. So they must hide it for a while. Is it a year? Is it 2 years in? 5 years in? When do they let that go, Call? And how do they hide it? Up until that point. Hydrate. Bless you! Rublum says, Hannah, I challenge you to do the hug your significant other challenge. Next time you see your significant other, hug them and go, this is nice. Challenge accepted.
Lucifer as God. And worship him. And really, that's the key to the capstone, at least in my interpretation and belief of it. I know other people have different interpretations. That's mine. Thus, the all-seeing eye, which is the all-seeing eye of Lucifer / Horus, same difference that you see on the dollar bill.
No, not same difference. Horus is an Egyptian god. I don't know what he's the god of time. Or I don't know what he is the god of, rather. He's the god of... Is he the god of the... He's not the one with the thing where he's the sun, right? What is Horus? The god of... Blackwing Hecate says kings? God of kings? Okay. The sun Whatever he is. This is him. This is Horus, roughly. These are obviously drawings people have done, recently. But this is roughly what Horus was supposed to look like. He's not Satan. He's a god from Egyptian religion. Ancient Egyptian religion.
Okay, so you might say, well, what does this have to do with people setting up in their backyard? First of all, they're mocking you. Second
Black McAfee says, Horus is burb. Thanks.
of all, they're having you partake in rituals without even realizing what you're going to eventually be doing. Society is going to be set up where they follow the secret mystery religions out in the open. Christianity, they will attempt and try to kill off. They will make martyrs of many Christians, and there will be others who survive and still are here to try to shine light on the gospel and the true word. But these people will continue to do whatever they have to do to indoctrinate people with the occult and normalize it. That's what they've done since television has come out. They have normalized the occult. They have normalized rituals.
Television? Daddy Sume says, fucking Horus, the traitor, the heretic, the biggest dick in the galaxy. I don't get that reference.
Blood.
That fucking Farnsworth guy that invented television. What a dick. Forget his first name. Ugh.
Etc., etc., etc. To make it normal so that people think that people such as you and me are not.
Not Hubert, he's a real guy.
And they can think it all they want. They're so far-fetched from what's really happening, and their minds are...
Philo Farnsworth? The guy who invented television's name is Philo. That's unfortunate. Philo.
So far gone, they're not even human anymore. Because if you can't critically think, you're not human. Period.
If we didn't already have staggering hypocrisy on the bingo card. But we do. So.
Can't think for yourself, you are not a human being. And these people can't. Now, the other thing that needs to be pointed out, in addition to the staircase, the pyramid, and the capstone, of course, with Freemasonry, is the milk, right? Well, we all love milk. And this...
I don't. I use milk, like if I'm making mac and cheese or whatever. But I don't understand people... Well, okay, here's an exception. Chocolate milk. I like a good chalky milk. But, like... I don't understand people who just, like, pour a glass of, like, white milk. And just, like... milk. No. Milk is not the other thing, guys. What do you... Really? Solomon, are you kidding? Milk is not the other thing. How could you... It's a product of it, but it's not that. That's a dumb question. Do we have Deep State on the bingo card? Has it come up yet? Peter might have brought it up. I don't remember. Do I not like milk and cookies? Yes, to dip the cookies in. And then I pour the milk out, or I have a very small glass of the milk. I'm talking about people who just get milk. Like my dad. My dad would straight up just like not eating anything else, not with a dessert or something, just in the middle of the day at like 3 p.m., just pour a full glass of fucking milk and just drink it like a psychopath. Who does that?
I have to point this out because there are people who still comment and say, well, I drink milk. Does that mean I'm a Satanist? I drink milk. No, it does not. You drink almond milk, it doesn't mean you're a Satanist, okay? Milk has a different meaning, a spiritual meaning. They take these things called milk baths. It's currently promoted by Hollywood. It's currently promoted by witches. Milk baths. We've seen Rihanna, all these celebrities. You can look most of them up. They've taken a milk bath and shown.
The funny thing is, Cole knows more about celebrities than I will ever know. He's always about, like, oh, these celebrities, they're demonic. But he's the one who apparently spends all this time looking at what they're doing. Because I don't know what the fuck he's talking about in regard to milk baths.
Shown it. It's a spiritual cleanse.
I can just see him with like a People magazine, like, oh god, where's the occult symbols?
Spiritual cleanse of their chakra, their third eye, their spiritual eye.
Call, chakras aren't real.
It's a part of witchcraft. It's used in witchcraft rituals. You could look that up.
Witchcraft isn't real either.
Too. And you could see for yourself how many articles pop up about witches and the proper milk baths to take. Then you could see people like Fergie and Kim Kardashian doing music.
How do I break this to Call? Okay, Call, the milk in this particular image is not literally meant to represent milk. It's a stand-in. You know what? Whatever. Let's just move on. 74 Quinn 74 says, as a lifelong liver of the dairy state, I declare you canceled. Also, you can stay because you love cheese, but you're on thin ice. And no, me saying that by reading the comment does not count for the space. Moppy Mutton says, what is real isn't real, and what's not real is real with this guy. You did say you use milk to make mac and cheese? That's true. Fair enough. I did miss that. I forgot. Sure. Fine. Simple Cat Girl says, certain liquids have properties that is helpful for the skin, and milk bath is also a popular thing for pregnancy photos. Ew.
Music videos where
we are doing bingo.
They dump milk on themselves. They're not dumping milk on themselves because they want you to think it's that thing coming out of a male's private parts, and
it's literally that, and also the double entendre, you know, boobs, milk, but also, yes, it's meant to be like, haha, look at this, look at me dripping with this white fluid.
It's sexy.
Krizia, thanks for subscribing at tier 2 for 13 months.
Okay? That's what a common, dumbed-down person will tell you. Oh, yeah, it's hot. Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's hot, in my opinion. It's not something I find hot, but I'm telling you that's what it is. Call. Some people do find it hot, apparently, or at least marketing people think it is. So that's why you have it. It's not a conspiracy.
Yeah. Oh, you're turned on because Fergie, he's dumping milk on himself.
I'm going to count that as transvestigation on the bingo card.
That's turning you on.
Hold on, some other thing is playing in the background somewhere.
I've had videos...
Where is that coming from? Yeah, it's a different Call video, but I don't have any more Call things open in any tabs, so I don't know where it is.
Exposing the milk bath on multiple channels. I've had it up for about 4 years. I don't know if it's still up. I think the channel I put up recently got taken down. That video, for some reason, I can never get uploaded with approval. Ever.
Does that mean another channel of his just got taken down? That's pretty awesome. Can we go over the bingo card? You have to ask me for specific spaces because I don't have a master sheet.
No idea.
Maybe oh, it might be in another browser. No, it's not. I don't know.
Why? There's nothing controversial, and it's just me telling you what the milk bath means. Well, they don't want you to know what it means. Then we have a Marina Abramovich, of course, right? We all know about spirit cooking. I exposed that.
Yeah, that's also a call for ban evasion on the bingo card. Whenever a channel of his either gets created or deleted, it's a call for ban evasion.
When the pizza stuff happened, many people did. And of course, they took that and hijacked that to be something different and make it political. And not to look through the lens, the actual lenses, and see what they were doing and what they were trying to get people indoctrinated with. But even in that, right, the milk that's used in rituals, milk is a common component used in witchcraft. Crowley, all these magicians, sorcerers, Satanists that they study use milk in it. You'll see Marina even with a goat. You'll even see now they push goat milk and talk.
Satanic ritual child abuse. Yes, we do. Do your own research. I'm gonna say yes because of the freak out I had on Peter about his quote-unquote research.
About goat milk, in addition to just goat worship, which I cover all the time. Okay? These things all tie together. So all of these stupid things that pop up, and people look at it and they go, oh, it's so dumb. Nothing becomes viral unless they want it to become viral. And that's a fact. Nothing sneaks through, oh, and then I'm gonna do it too. People, yeah. Do people copy it because they're dumb? Yeah, of course. What do you think's happening with the magic potion? It doesn't...
We haven't had 4chan, no.
...become a trend.
Face diaper? No, no one has said face diaper.
Or viral unless they want it to be. And all of these things that end up being challenges are rituals. They're small...
I'm just curious, like... The Tide Pod Challenge? What ritual purpose does the Tide Pod Challenge have? Just curious.
All indoctrinations. Does it mean if you...
Optometrists on bingo card? Yes, he did mention that. Hannah exasperated? Yes. From the Peter thing. Has forced feminization been mentioned? No. Chrissy says someone should tell Call if everything's a ritual, nothing is. Yeah, it's really stupid.
Perform this, that you're in the occult? No, it does not. Okay? It's not what I'm saying. And I know people do videos saying that I'm saying that, but I'm not. But they will, because their brains are so dumb. Because I hear videos that people do on me and what I say, and they don't even, you can even listen to when they play the clip. They just totally ignore what I say and just take what they only hear, which is really a lot what the LGBTQP community does. I only hear what they...
Have you considered that you're a bad communicator, Call? Just curious.
...want to hear, which is that they're oppressed and...
do we have vaccine shedding or coveted trifecta? Oh, or the coveted trifecta? No.
Yeah, I want to hurt the... Huh? But I constantly just say, no one wants to hurt you or do any harm. No one even cares what you do behind closed doors. You know?
You do call... You call... You know... You say very negative things about LGBT people all the time. You clearly do. And if I went to your website and gave you $4 or however much you're charging these days... If I went on your forums, I guarantee it wouldn't be very nice to queer people, if I had to take a guess, so.
And they hear what...
LGBT MNOP on the bingo card, yes.
They want. It's the same thing with this stuff. They hear it, they think it's insane. Oh, can't something just go viral? Can't somebody come up with something? Oh, yeah, it's a milk crate when we all know about the milk ritual, those of us who are awake. It's the capstone on the top.
The funny thing is, even if what Call was saying was true, which it's not, and it was some sort of ritual thing, 99% of the population has never heard of milk baths or any of this bullshit he's talking about. So no, even if that were true, to everyone who does the milk crate challenge, it would still be just, haha, let's do this thing with our friends and film a TikTok or whatever. Like, does he not understand that what he's saying doesn't even make sense internally? I don't understand.
You stand on it, you run up the pyramid, we know the staircase is free. I mean, it's so easy to say.
Yeah, if you're paranoid and have delusions.
I get that some people could be like, that's a stretch. Well, that's for the weak-minded it is. But
okay, I guess I don't have enough, I'm not strong enough minded to have undiagnosed schizophrenia.
For those of us who know how they work and how they operate and how all of the things that, even if it's through something like this, to normalize certain things in the occult, words, rituals, things like the staircase in Freemasonry. When somebody sees a picture of it, they go, I don't know, it just looks like a stair, cool. Instead of going, well, why do you have a staircase? Tell me about it. Oh, well, you'll find out when you get to a certain... Oh, I will? Oh, okay. Instead, they just see it and they're just like, so what? So what?
Does they mean Jewish people? He's promoted yeah, I think he does mean that, yes. He's promoted anti-Semitic conspiracy theories before, like blood libel, so yes.
So what? Who cares? Who cares? Let me get into Fortnite and pretend I live around fairy dust 24/7. Well, you do.
I don't think he knows what Fortnite is.
Because most people are fairies these days, but you get the point. So that's the newest trend that kids are into. And of course, I have to, again, let you know, I'm not promoting anyone doing this, okay? And for many reasons.
Not overt anti-Semitism, but if you have thinly veiled anti-Semitism, sure, for the them thing, yeah.
The fact that it's stupid, and I'm not saying if you do it, well, you are partaking in a ritual, but I'm not saying that because most people are oblivious. But they normalize it, they laugh at it, they mock it, they trend it, they watch these imbeciles do it, fall on their heads in their lawn, and it sums up the world we live in. They're showing these people falling on their heads. Anyone concerned? Oh my gosh, you might crack a skull. That's probably more dangerous.
We're not gay agenda. He hasn't said anything about a gay agenda. He's been homophobic, but he's always like that. The line between chuds and tinfoil thins. Yeah, if no other reason than we had peed her earlier, so sure.
Dangerous than what's actually supposedly floating around in our society that we're all wearing diapers over our faces for. Supposed
face diaper on the bingo card
to be wearing. Yeah, this ain't dangerous? Oh, okay. That's why they have to come out and say, we don't promote this. Because then if you make that argument, of course, they'll try to deflect off of it. But this world is just... it's all it is. It's all that it is. It's all that anything going on is. And people go, you just pull things, Call. You're pulling it. All these truths, they pull stuff and then they make it into their own narrative. No, you're just also dumb. Not you, the subscribers here. I'm talking about the people out there who question this stuff.
Oh, thank God. I'm not subscribed to this channel. Shame on me. I hit subscribe though, so I'm smart enough now. Because that's how that works.
So
Zonlick, thanks for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. I'm Hannah. We're doing conspiracy theory debunks and making fun of them today. Tinfoil Tuesday. Go check out Zonlick here on Twitch.
Dumb and naive.
Expert with ridiculous job title? Who? No. Not to my knowledge.
To see what's happening, you don't want to believe it. And I know people like you because I have family members who are like that. Even Christian family members who believe in Christ. They don't want to see the bad. Because they want to think everything's cupcakes and roses. And I'm not saying that you don't have salvation if you feel that way. I'm not saying you have to see the bad to find the good, to find salvation. Some people need to see it to find salvation. That's why I do what I do. But if you're naive and you shut yourself off to all this stuff and you start doing this stuff, you end up getting lukewarm. You end up going down the path of being a follower of Christ into being, guess what? A spiritual person. You know what that means? That means you start becoming a spiritual Christian, universal religion, a spiritual God, a universal God, and you are foregone. You're so far away from Christ, you have no idea. I saw somebody yesterday.
Take that, Unitarians.
I went on YouTube trending. There's a video of somebody coming out of the closet. I'm just like, well, I know why it's there.
Because that person, I don't know who he's talking about. I assume it was a popular YouTuber who came out. Probably. Is Call still of the mindset that, like, gay people and trans people are, like, a weird, abnormal thing to talk about? Because we're in the year of our Lord 2021. Gay and trans and bi people, it's just a part of life. Like, if you're under 30 at minimum, it's probably even older for a lot of people, but like if you're under 30, it's not like, oh my God, did you see that person came out as gay or whatever? No one cares. It's just like, oh, that person, oh, okay, cool. It's just a thing. It's not some weird new thing. It's just part of everyday life. If you're under 30, people being gay has been part of reality your entire life, out in the open. It is not weird. Word salad, not that I'm aware of. No one called it out specifically at any point.
And I just go, I don't understand how people don't know why. Who cares? You know, this person's coming out. So I go on there and I read like just scroll down 4 comments just to see what some of these people are saying. Of course, there's a thumbs up comment. Person's first words, as a Christian. And then they go on a rant. As a Christian, I support the LGBT. This is so brave, so encouraging. I don't understand why other Christians can't support this and be on board. And it's just, I sit there and I just look and I go, I can't question what's in your heart. And I can't question if you're saved. Only that's God's job, not mine. But I sure as hell can sit here and...
Ooh. It's probably a really good screenshot to turn into a PNG of his logo. I was having a hard time finding a good image of his logo to make a PNG out of for when I need to make thumbnails. That'll be a good one. It'll be really easy to pull the black out. Thanks, Call.
And question what you're saying and what you're doing. And I could get it. People do that to me all the time. The more you start supporting sin and just going, whatever, the more it becomes normal. And
gay people are already normalized, Call. Trans people are pretty normal to people under 30, at least in the sense that even if it's somewhat new to them, they're like, oh, okay, whatever. They don't really care. Most people. It's just life. Yeah. We're pretty inclusive these days, Call. Get used to it. It's gonna be... Honestly, I was gonna say it's gonna be like this for the rest of your life, but no, it's not. The world's only gonna become more and more inclusive, probably. So, this is the least inclusive the world is ever going to be for you, Call. Every day you're gonna wake up and the world's gonna be gayer. Enjoy.
Thus, as sin becomes normal, our society becomes sinful. Christ's salvation, when Christ died on the cross to save mankind and save us, it didn't mean that you can sin freely forever and do what thou wilt. That's the satanic mindset, do what thou wilt. These people just think, oh, well, God wouldn't judge anyone who had this perversion or anything like that. Oh, yeah, he will. Doesn't mean he'll judge them harder than he would judge somebody who, I don't know, that does drugs, drinks. No, it's probably all the same. But when you sit there and...
Drinks, let's see. What percent of the adult population drinks? Let me see. This 86%, 69, hey, 0.5% reported they drank in the past year. So almost 70% of people, if like shit went down today, if the rapture was real, it's not, but if it was, according to Call, 70% of people would be going to hell. It's higher than that, but I'm just trying to illustrate the stupidity of the point. 70% plus any sober gay people. Anyone who commits any other sin, I guess, based on his criteria? I don't know.
And you start going, as a Christian, you're not representing Christianity when you start accepting sin.
But Call is, clearly. Call gets to decide that he's the representative of Christianity, but no one else can.
Because what you're doing is you're not only defiling God, you're spitting in God's face and saying, oh, well, yeah, but that doesn't apply to today's world because it's a different world. Well, you let Satanists create this different world. You let Satanists take control and tell you what's right and what's wrong. God.
Call, let's even look. Let's look. How many Satanists are in the U.S.? And again, Satanists aren't what he thinks they are. Just give me a stat, Google. What percent of people are Satanists? It's got to be like 0.0001%. Well, it's not a readily available statistic, but basically no one calls themselves Satanists. And most people who self-ascribe Satanism are atheistic Satanists. So
God's word is etched in stone, and it's etched on our hearts. The 10 Commandments of
D-Zug says, new drinking game. Take a shot every time Call chuckles at himself incredulously. Dead within 12 minutes.
Never changed. The laws have never changed, and they're not gonna. Christ died for our salvation. That doesn't mean that every single thing just suddenly, So even things like this, sure, you could say, it's not
Hentai Skeleton says, I'm not surprised you can't find a stat. We tend to stay on the DL. Sure.
a big deal. But when God talks about partaking in pagan rituals and not Masonic, he didn't say that, but satanic rituals, which is the same thing, you think he's just going, oh yeah. He doesn't want you to be dumb and not aware of this stuff. God wants you to know so you don't partake. And too many Christians just shut their minds off and just this, okay, well, no, Call, you're going too far. No, I have a friend who likes this perversion. Okay, no one's condemning that person to hell. That's not our right to do or our job.
In your view, God is, which would make God a dick. I don't believe in God, so it's not an issue. I don't hold grudges at fictional characters, especially not for fucking fandoms I don't give a shit about. Christianity's one of them. But, like, you can't say no one's damning them or no one's judging them because, according to you, the creator of the universe is. You're wrong, but it's what you believe.
But it's not your right to love the sin and to accept the sin and then to tell everyone, it's okay. Partake in it. What's next? Huh? Well, we know. We already have people putting blood on their faces, doing blood rituals, right? We know there's already sacrifice. And then when that becomes normal, they'll say the same thing. And people will be like, no, they won't. Oh, yeah? Yeah, all you have to do is look at
Do we have slippery slope argument on the... I don't know if that's a bingo space.
something as simple as the one-niner. I said this last year. It was going to take time. They'd accept it. People would take it. Then they'd make it mandatory when, after the first couple phases of it. People went, no way.
First of all, people were waiting for the vaccine anyway. Most people are not vaccine deniers or vaccine, whatever you want to call them, anti-vax pieces of shit. So that's a weird prediction to make, considering even at the time you made the prediction, most people were already hoping for a vaccine and waiting for it. Secondly, nothing has been mandated yet, except in things like the military, and certain jobs, but you can leave those jobs if you don't want to. If they're a private business, they're allowed to do that. There are unions that are pushing against it in certain places. I disagree with them, but they are unions. They get to decide to do what they want and collectively bargain for that. So, you're wrong. There's not been any sort of, federal mandate for the public.
I know people, no way, no chance, never will. Oh, yeah? All of them took it. Work came calling. Have to go to conferences. So then when I bring up the mark or anything else, what's the response? I got to pay my bills, don't I? Well, you could trust in the Lord.
Call, if... I think I've gone over this before, too. The mark of the beast isn't supposed to happen until after the rapture happens and the Antichrist takes power. So if you're still here, Call, and the mark of the beast is already here, that means you didn't get raptured, which means you're not a true Christian. Just something to think about. Maybe know what you're talking about within your own religious framework.
Instead, I have to. Oh, why? Because this system that we live in tells you to? Or you can stop playing in their game. But they won't. And they don't. And I've gone on a completely different rant off of the topic here of what this is, which is just a challenge. But you understand, as far as the standpoint of Christians, and just if you keep accepting sin and accepting all of this stuff, it just continues to become normalized. And then it's like, that's what's happened now. And with the LZQ, it's like, oh, it's okay. What do you mean it's okay? I mean, I'm pretty sure.
She means it's okay. It's fine. Who cares? Yeah. Stone Corbell says, how many marks of the beast are we going to get proven to be bullshit before these people stop saying everything is the mark of the beast? Social security numbers were the mark, credit cards were the mark, etc., etc., etc. Barcodes, they also thought were the mark of the beast. Credit cards, and then when they got the NFID, is it NFID chips? RFID chips, that's what it is. When they got the RFID chips, they said it was the mark. Yeah. They think everything's the mark. They want the rapture to happen super duper bad, which is funny, again, like I said, considering the mark of the beast doesn't come until after the Antichrist, who only shows up after the rapture, where he's supposed to show up and in the confusion after the rapture be like, I'm a strong leader, and take control and all that jazz.
Sure, I'm pretty sure God was not okay with it. You could just read the Bible and see for yourself. And they are so lukewarm and oblivious. And this is how we get to where we are. And that's why people need to be strong. I need to be strong, and I need to be stronger. And I'm not. But this world in general just makes me so sick seeing this stuff and seeing people and seeing it's okay. It's good. Yeah, it's not good. It's not. Milk crate challenge. Oh, man. Do you know how...
You know what gives me infinite joy? Is just the idea of Call in a supermarket somewhere, just seeing a gay couple or a lesbian couple or a trans person and just fucking seething that they dare exist in public. Can you imagine how often that must happen for him? I don't know where he lives, but can you imagine just every time he sees someone who is obviously, because they're like with their partner or whoever, isn't straight, and I'm just like, these fucking people in public, shut up, fucking dick. I love that. I love that for him. Daddy Sume with 300 bits says, I'm sorry I'm so trash, Hannah. If we need to talk about my behavior, please let me know. Also, snipe. Daddy Sume becomes the stream boss. Big Sweet Demon says, POV, the teddy bear Call screams this to every night. That makes me uncomfortable. D with Goblin says, just for Call, I'm wearing my sweatpants with the inverted pentagram on the butt, paired with the rainbow knee socks, stylish and an abomination in the sight of God. Nice. Hype Train, 34% to level 1.
How dumb you have to be to not realize it's a ritual. Well, I shouldn't say that, because some of you are new to this stuff. But I mean, come on. What do you think? Somebody just put milk crates up in their backyard, went up and fell down, and what did they do? They posted it on Instagram. Okay, say they did.
Literally, yes. Literally, yes. Yes.
Pathetically. How does it go viral?
Because does he not understand how social media works? I guess maybe he doesn't, because his videos don't get shared. So someone sees it on the TikTok and they go, ha 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 ha, and then they share it. Or they say, this got a bunch of views and shares, I should do this too. That's kind of the nature of challenges, is you send them to people. That's why they go viral so often, is you're supposed to send them to other people to challenge them to do the thing. That's the whole point. Color by Emmy says, hype, ooh. I did the pass-through thing and now I can hear my own voice. Silence, whore! Roland 7 says, I used to hate myself, but it's a lot healthier to be myself and laugh at those who go into knots about me with 100 bits things. True.
Oh, it's viral? This guy...
Imagine if Call saw this flag from a Brazilian state. Oh gosh, what does it say? English. The flag of the state of Minas Gerais is one of the official symbols of the Brazilian state. What does this mean? Does it just mean liberty? I don't... Wait, what is this? Is it just because it's a triangle? Yeah, Triangles are sinister, guys. Didn't you know that? Tea with Goblins has last my bits to the mighty, mighty hype train. Thank you. 49% to level 1. Triangles are scary. They're so pointy.
Fell. Oh, so somebody sees him fall and everyone laughs at the guy who falls, but everybody wants to try it now. Well, yeah, that's...
Yeah, people are dumb and they want to be influencers, so they post themselves getting hurt or whatever in the hopes they'll get follows.
True, monkey see, monkey do. But how would it go viral?
You just said monkey see, monkey do. People post it, people laugh at it, people like it, people send it to their friends, other people try to do it, those get likes, those get sent to their friends. I think Cole just doesn't understand how the internet works. I think that's the fundamental problem here.
How would I mean, it's so easy to just see.
No, it's not. You just don't understand social media.
Just like all the stuff going on in the world, it's just easy to...
In fairness, I've been on social media for years and have never gotten banned, and Cole gets banned after 5 minutes because he can't stop being a crazy person, so he's never spent a significant amount of time there, would be my guess. Princess Amelia says, fucking social media, how does that work?
To see, just have eyes, just be awake.
Simple Cat Girl says, yeah, the point of challenges like that is to see if you can do it better. Yep.
Wake your mind up. Take it off cruise.
Wake me up inside, can't wake up. Yeah, wake up and save me.
Control right now. Yeah, it's stressful. It's easier to shut yourself off from it. But God doesn't want you to shut yourself off from this stuff. He wouldn't have put us here now to just sit here and be content with what's happening. And no, I'm not saying, let's go do something. Let's go overthrow Big Brother. We need to wake people up.
Bitter Grin says, I just looked it up. The red triangle on that flag literally represents the Holy Trinity.
Well, we can, is what I'm saying. And that's what I'm trying to do. A reminder to check out the website at callfornuprising.com. It's $2.99 a month. I hope to see everyone over there. I appreciate everybody who is here. Patrons, of course. If you are a patron, it's because of you. It keeps me here on YouTube. So if you're not a patron, please consider becoming one. And again, I'm not just regurgitating that. For those of you who can't have, or, you know, for the young people out there who can or whatever else, those of you who are patrons are the ones who keep me here and help me support doing this.
I can't believe his Patreon is still fucking live. So
you're also helping other people learn and see what's going on. And I get it from the standpoint, some people are like, just give them a Bible, give them a Bible. But there's no blueprint on how to wake someone up to Jesus Christ. And people think there is. They're like, just give them a Bible and they'll wake up. You know, you give someone a Bible, you know how many people just take it and throw it? That's disgusting. Yeah, it is.
Or people who take it and read it and laugh at it and build entire careers off of the idea that they could read that and make fun of it. That's a pretty rare one, though.
But, you know, at the same time, showing people the horrible stuff and the things they're doing and how they relate to the occult, that makes them go, holy crap. I need to find God now. And then when you read the Bible and you read Daniel and you read Revelation and you see prophecy being fulfilled and you read what the prophets have said, everything that was foretold is occurring right now. And you can't deny that.
I can, and I do.
People who try to do a denial of that is the dummies out there just go, oh, these Christians are so great. And then they just dismiss it. There are other people who are like, they're following the blueprint of the Bible because they want to follow it and then lead, for the Christians out there. Oh, yeah, sure. Keep telling yourself that. Because when you're burning, you're going to not have a chance at salvation. Your window's closing. Every single day, your window's closing at salvation. Remember that. Every day you see the walls closing in around you, just realize if you're not saved, your window is closing. Quick. And you better seek salvation. And all you have...
Technically, in kindergarten, they peer pressured me into asking Jesus for salvation, so I think I'm technically covered. So I'll see you in heaven, Call. That'll be fun. Me and Jesus are going to hang out and be friends and wear crop tops. And you're just going to seethe. It's going to be great.
Have to do is knock, and the door shall be opened. I thank you again for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.
Call's terrible. Genuinely. What is wrong with him? How is that word salad? Everything he said made sense. I mean, I understood everything he said. It doesn't make it true, but I understood him. I think assuming you're just desperate for word salad because you need it to win bingo. Sorry. Can't force it. Did Peter say research and he's not a researcher? We did that one, yes. The research said not by a researcher. Tea with Goblin says, when one salvation window closes, another dussy opens, thus saith the Lord. Sorry, one sec. Ugh. My shorts are riding up, so, like, the leather chair that I'm sitting in was making marks on my thighs. And they hurt now. Got any flurfs today? I could find one. Sure. This guy's one. What are flurfs? Flat earthers. Sure, let's do this flat earth video and then I'm probably going to call it a night. I am tired. I did a stream with Jake earlier too and just tired. So let's do this. This is a flat earther. This is the same guy that did that Back to the Future video we watched the other day. So let's see what he has to say.
One, the world you've been taught has been kept from you. And two, one way or another, you would like to prove this out.
Roland7 with a bunch of bits says, thanks for the threat of eternal torment from your merciful God call.
So how is this possible? The authority in question, who created what you call the globe, is guarding all the gates. They protect the sky, the outer edge, and most importantly, the education system that shows us at an early age what they want us to see. Nobody listening to this has their own spaceship or advanced rocket program. Nobody actually owns a long-distance icebreaker. And while some of you may have a private plane, I wouldn't recommend testing a military barrier that technically doesn't exist. But then again, you have to remember that
not technically, it doesn't exist. It genuinely doesn't exist. Go take an airplane and take it to Antarctica if you want.
This is not the story of David and Goliath. The hidden world was never going to be sustainable forever. As a civilization evolves, the tools the authority uses as a method of control become more vulnerable. I've learned many things about systems over the years, and one thing that I find most interesting is as layers of strength increase, the higher the chance that they can be used to your advantage. But maybe I'm talking in riddles. I should be boiling it down to what can be done.
This guy sounds a little bit like Mark Sargent.
By showing you what's being hidden, what's important, and how it can be spread to others without looking like a crazy person.
Too late.
To be clear, and I can't stress this enough, do not start conversations with...
This is a video for Mark Sargent. He's just reposting Mark Sargent videos? Okay.
...with the word flat earth. Think of it like Fight Club. The first rule of Flat Club is that you do not talk about Flat Club. Before you started waking up and watching all these things, you were like me. You laughed and mocked everything that was flat Earth. You may have learned faster than others, but the knee-jerk reaction by 99% of the people was created the day they sat down in a classroom and stared at the globe. Look at the videos, not just mine, but others who are putting forward some great arguments, and ask the questions that people can relate to.
Mark. I've covered this video, but it was like over a year ago when I first started the channel. I don't even know if those VODs still exist. So, let's do this anyway. Mark. People don't not believe flat Earth. People don't believe or understand that the Earth is round just because they saw a globe in their classroom when they were a kid. They understand it because the preponderance of evidence shows or implies that the Earth is in fact round and not flat. Not to mention, every single person on the planet who's an expert in anything related to space or the Earth or anything along those lines all agree the Earth is round. The United States has been to space, the USSR went to space, China's been to space, Israel's been to space with probes. Competing nations with completely opposite interests have all been to space, and they all agree it's there, and the Earth is round. There's no reason to lie about the shape of the Earth, and even if there were, there's zero chance every single nation state in the world that has been to space would get on the same page and agree to lie about it. At the height of the Cold War, you believe that the United States and the USSR, who were constantly moments away from murdering the entire planet because of their difference of economic systems, you believe that those people conspired together in order to lie about the shape of the Earth. Why? D-Zug says, have you covered a lot of Mark Sargent? If not, please do. I love this ding-dong. I did a long time ago. Maybe I will again at some point, just because I don't know if those VODs exist, and if they do, they're trash quality, so maybe I just need to redo the Mark Sargent stuff. Big Sweet Demon says, and if the Earth were actually flat, you just know there would be some chintzy theme park trying to capitalize on it, like, come see over the edge. Yeah. Chrysia says, why does Mark deny the truth of Banana Earth? He can't handle it. He can't handle the truth yet.
I'm going to introduce 3 very important questions that you can use, each with a statement that precedes it, and each statement is a motivation for a different group of people. If you don't fall into one of these 3 groups, then I guarantee you know people that do. The first statement is this: you are being hidden. What do I mean by that? Well, this goes back to Clue 7 and Clue 9, which talk about the flights in the Southern Hemisphere. If you are flying a plane over the Southern Hemisphere, your flight is not being tracked.
That's untrue.
How can this be used to find out the truth? It's...
Do we want to go to the flight tracker? Hold on. Oh wow, look at all these planes in the Southern Hemisphere that are being tracked. Weird. And then Mark Sargent or another flat earther would be like, well, they just put those there. They're fake just to trick you. And it's like, well, then you didn't really want evidence, did you? You just want something that'll confirm your bias. Discordant Vol says, Klein bottle Earth for life.
Simple, it's quick, and it costs no money. No matter what country you live in, send a quick note to your local, state, or federal representative and ask them this question. Why are citizens of our country flying over oceans without the safety net of the GPS system?
They're not. They're not. Period.
And remind them that GPS stands for global, not partial.
I would imagine... I guess I don't know at this point in 2021, but historically, there probably were times in the past, and maybe still today, I don't know, where over certain specific areas, they maybe didn't have GPS coverage, specifically because in order to have GPS service, you need to have triangulation, so you need to be within the service of 3 different satellites, which means anywhere on Earth that you may be, you need to have 3 satellites. It's expensive to launch that many satellites. So at this point, I would think the United States has them everywhere, if not for public use, then at minimum for military use, so they can send missiles wherever they want, because we're America, and that's kind of what we do. But, yeah, no, it's not a conspiracy. It's just hard to launch satellites into space. But I'd imagine there's GPS basically everywhere now.
Without GPS...
How do flat earthers think GPS works? Balloons. Chrysia says, this kind of used to be true back when the major tracking was radar, and so planes left radar range. That's not how we track them anymore. Stromboli for Wi-Fi says, saw you telling your story about going to court for your name change on YouTube. When the judge asked you if you were trying to change your name to commit fraud, did you consider changing your application to name yourself Kent Hovind or Marcel of the Family Bissett? No. No, I did not.
Anything could happen to your plane, and no one knows where you are. And while you're at it, remind them that the GPS system was built by the United States Department of Defense, who never does anything small. The system that is in effect now has what appears to be huge, deliberate gaps in the southern hemisphere only. Do not...
We literally just looked at a map where it shows a bunch of flights in the southern hemisphere. Hold on. Let's pull it up again. Let's look up global GPS dead zones. And if they exist, I'm going to imagine they exist in these areas, like the ocean between Australia and South America, most likely. Maybe some spots between, like, South America and Antarctica, or Africa and Antarctica. Let's look. Global GPS, which is redundant. Dead zones. Let's take a look. Just because I'm curious. That's not what that means. How about just places without GPS coverage? Do 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 do. I don't know how old this picture is, though. Roland 7 says, why am I not surprised the flat earth movement is Northern European centric? Of course it is. Daddy Sume says, did someone say bomb a third world country indiscriminately? Oh, it's America. Fuck yeah. I can't play that. Tor Cool Guy says, here's Stack Exchange thing about how planes are tracked. And then, FL Sun says, yep, and GPS is less reliable on a constant basis, hence why pilots use radar instead of GPS. Interesting. Why don't all commercial aircraft transmit GPS data in real time? Most commercial aircraft transmit their GPS based on position twice per second. This is part of their automatic dependent surveillance broadcast. The problem is with providing worldwide receiver coverage for this system is that the frequency it uses only travels line via line of sight, so it won't travel past the horizon. That's funny, because the horizon as it exists kind of depends upon the globe. Providing coverage over large bodies of water would require a network of buoys, which could be quite expensive. Another possibility is to put ADS-B receivers on satellites. This concept has been developed by Arion on the Iridium Next satellite constellation. The system's 66 satellites plus 9 spares became operational in 2019 and provides global coverage. Okay, so that says there is global coverage as of 2019. Cool.
Not mention flat Earth. Just voice your concern about the safety of you, your loved ones, and your fellow citizens. Will they get back to you? Possibly. Will they give you a satisfactory answer? Not a chance. Because they will only have what the military gives them. What this will do, however, is create a unique buzz in certain circles that may prove to be useful later. The more politicians or high-ranking officials you contact, the greater the noise. The motivation here, as you can tell, is general public concern. The second statement is this: wealth is being hidden. What do I mean?
Capitalism.
By that goes back to Clue 2 and every other mention regarding Antarctica. In 1954, it was announced on national television that the continent was just millions of miles of rich energy resources. And by 1959, it was sealed off like Area 51. How can this be used?
It wasn't sealed off like Area 51. It's completely inhospitable. Like, let me put it this way. If I'm Shell or BP or any large oil company or whatever other natural resources might be there, why am I going to go to Antarctica when I can go anywhere else in the world and it's going to be 1,000,000 times cheaper? Because if I go to Antarctica, not only do I have to do discovery missions, which is going to take a lot of time, resources, and money, and actually find the resources we're looking for, but then I have to figure out the logistics of how I'm going to actually station people there long term in order to run an oil rig or whatever it happens to be. It's not cost effective. It just isn't. In a future where we were actually like out of fossil fuels elsewhere, I could see it happening if we still depend on fossil fuels at that point, which would suck. But right now, it just doesn't make economic sense. And the treaty went into place because they were concerned about nations like the US or the USSR or any nation putting military bases there and putting missiles there, which would make it easier to strike anywhere on the globe at once. So it's basically a treaty agreeing everyone will say, hey, you can go there for scientific research or a cruise. You can go on cruises to Antarctica. There are people who have broken records by crossing Antarctica in dog sleds, etc. You can go to Antarctica. It's not illegal. But most people just don't, because it's a wasteland. It's an absolute fucking wasteland. Tea with Goblin says they go to Antarctica for the Lovecraftian horrors and the rich, untapped monster fucking resources unique to the region. Duh. God.
Used to find out the truth by contacting anyone you know in either the petroleum, natural gas, or mineral industry. This means ExxonMobil, British Petroleum, Royal Dutch Shell, Chevron, ConocoPhillips, BHP Billiton.
Slow Dog says there was a marathon down in Antarctica pre-pandemic. Ooh, that sounds terrible.
Rio Tinto, Glencore, Anglo-American, and there are many others. Find anyone in these companies and make inquiries about their prospects in Antarctica.
They'll go, why would we go there? It's too expensive and dangerous. Do you know how much we would have to pay people to move them to Antarctica? We'd have to not only build facilities, but build all of the infrastructure for said facilities. Power, water, heat, electricity, gas, everything. Everything would need to be built. Roads, everything. Why would you do that in an environment that regularly gets down to like negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit, which will kill people immediately if they step outside without protective gear? Why would you risk that when there are other options that are cheaper and safer?
Send them the link.
Bittergrin says, apparently you can take cruises to Antarctica to see the penguins. They're pricey, but it's not hard to get there. Yeah. We've looked at those before on stream just to prove, like, hey, you can go to Antarctica anytime you want if you have the money. Daddy Sume says, also no one owns Antarctica, so they can't really set up there as no government's currently supported aside from science stations. Yep.
Link to the Admiral Byrd interview and ask them why, if there are no environmental conflicts regarding oil, gas, or mining, why aren't they allowed to even petition the idea, even when the world's energy resources are dwindling more every day? Put the sound of money in their ear.
They would lose money. They would lose money on this attempt with current technology.
They may not be able to break through the decades of red tape laid out in front of them, but it will create a buzz from a different side, the motivation of greed and of pristine resources.
Mark Sargent is legit so stupid that he doesn't think any oil executive has heard of Antarctica.
Just begging to be harvested. And finally, to preface the third statement, I need to thank all the people who have sent me stacks and stacks of biblical scripture, asking me to stop dancing around the title of the flat model and call the structure what it really is.
Daddy Sume says there wouldn't be any oil in Antarctica as there's no life having lived there. Nothing would create oil. That's actually a good point. Because the North Pole... Wait, the North Pole... Where was this? Is Antarctica literally just a big sheet of ice, or is there land under it? This is another one of those times where you're going to realize I'm really stupid. Because I don't know. Daddy Sume says... nope, read that one. Tucker White says, wait, I've lost the plot. How does ExxonMobil and Boeing 777 equal flat Earth? Half of it, there's land. I assume it was part of Pangea at some point, right? It would have had to have been. So there might be stuff under there somewhere. I don't know. Slow Dog says, North Pole ice. South Pole has a continent under the ice. There we go. Okay, thank you. I was confusing him. Chrysia says, Antarctica wasn't always frozen. Well, there you go.
And you know, they have a point. I have put myself at a distance because I want to reach people who are outside of religious faith and even outside of general conspiracies.
Hydrate.
But for all those spiritual groups who have contacted me, I can now, however, say with conviction that this third statement is this: they are hiding God.
Sounds like a shitty god if you can hide him with the shape of the earth.
Despite...
Also, they're doing a bad job. Let's see. What percentage of people are religious? I understand not every religion has a deity. I understand that. But let's just look. Let's look at the top two, right? Christianity and Islam, both of which have a god, the same god, right? At the top. Christians might not agree with that, but it's true. So they account for 55% of the global population. It's, you know what? It's even easier to just say unaffiliated. Unaffiliated makes up 15.58% of the global population based on this poll. 15%. So 85% of people on the planet are religious. So it would be the worst plan ever. If that's what they were going for. Big Sweet Demon says, heading to bed, but in case you've never heard of it, a podcast called Oh No, Ross and Carrie goes undercover in a local flurf group and even attends a convention. Good listen, stupid funny. Yeah, someone recommended them and I have them on a Spotify list. I just have to listen. Daddy Sume says, you're right, Antarctica was actually the civilization where all people originated from, so aliens could have stupid hunting trips using us as hosts. I've seen Alien vs. Predator. Yoan80 says, North Pole and Greenland are the ones with the trillions in mineral wealth that all the superpowers want. Gotcha. Slow Dog says, Kirk, what does God need with a glacier?
What labels I put on the flat model structure. The oldest names are from the oldest texts, one of those being called the firmament. If the firmament was indeed discovered in 1956 and it was deliberately hidden, then the ruling authority not only hid the structure, but evidence of the builders. And by builders, I mean creators, and by that, I mean what people define as God. Hiding God could be considered one of the worst ideas of all time. And if you are a person of great or small faith,
Catherine CD, thanks for 5 months.
You have a vested interest in any evidence that would solidify and vindicate your years of dedicated service. If a structure was found that had, for all intents and purposes, the handprint of God on it, then...
Why would the Earth being flat do that? Because that I don't get either. Even if the Earth was flat, which it isn't, but let's say it was. Let's say the Earth was flat and we lived in the same world we live in now, but it's flat. That wouldn't any more indicate God than around Earth. Presumably we would be living in a universe with different laws of physics that also follow rules, natural rules that we could understand and study. A flat Earth wouldn't prove God. Certainly not any specific God, but not even a general deity. I don't get it.
The ruling authority has no right to keep it from you. There are billions of people on this world who have personally dealt with the concept of God and would like to know for sure if these beliefs are well placed. Or, in short, you want to know the meaning of life. It's out there, and it's been hidden from you. Your motivation is clear. Go to your church leaders, your congregation, and tell them science probably found evidence of God in 1956 and decided to keep it a secret.
That would be the greatest scientific discovery of all time. Proof of a god or a specific god, and every scientist was like, nope, nope, we're not going to talk about this.
If you know people of religious power, send this up.
He knows that there are scientists that are religious, right? Especially in the 1950s, the scientists who went to Antarctica and did stuff, probably many of them were religious.
The latter. Get the word out and see what comes back. Between these three statements and questions, people will talk to people who will talk with others, and
like Gregor Mendel was a monk. And the guy who discovered the Big Bang Theory was in the Catholic Church. Like, scientists are not all atheists. They're more likely than the general population to be non-religious. But, like, I think most of them are still religious.
Eventually...
Tucker White says, so to recap, some fuckers discovered the firmament in 1956, but agreed to hide it because then the scientists who work year-round at the scientific stations in Antarctica don't blow the whistle on this because... I feel like we're missing some pieces to this puzzle. Yeah.
Reach someone who knows. This isn't a grassroots or groundswell movement that takes a long time, because the system that has been used to mold and control you these past years has been based on speed, and by that I mean real time. All it takes is a single video, a memorandum, one whistleblower, one key person, and everything changes, not in months or weeks or days, but hours. And in those hours, everything changes because of the speed. People all over the world wake up and look at the sky with new eyes, and things start to get better. One person. That's all it takes. One person to come forward and share what has been hidden for so long. Maybe someone who is tired of all the games. Maybe someone who has gone year after year burdened by such a heavy secret. Maybe you, who are listening.
He legit thought he was going to get some, like, NASA whistleblower, didn't he? He thought this was his, like, Independence Day, you know, president speech, that he was going to rouse a whistleblower to tell the truth after all these decades. Sit down, Mark.
Listening right now, who is looking for a reason to come forward. This is it. And if you don't want to walk into the light and be the hero, I understand. But if you can't, for whatever reason, then be anonymous. Share the message and help us make this world better, because it can be better.
Chrysia says, how the fuck does everything magically become better because people believe in flurf? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I agree the world can and should be better. Flat Earth is not a part of it.
For everyone else, give this person an opening. Give them the opportunity and give them the support they need to help reclaim what's left of our civilization, because we need it now more than ever.
I wonder if there are any NASA employees with, like, flat Earth relatives who constantly bother them. They're like, you gotta be a whistleblower, man. You gotta come out and say it's all bullshit. And they've explained 50 times to them, like, no, NASA's real. The Earth is round. And they're like, you sell out. Dual EXE says he makes it sound so fragile, then assumes that makes him more credible? Yeah, I don't know.
I will keep spreading the word for as long as I can, in hopes that everyone that hears it starts seeing things with new eyes. And I encourage each of you to do the same.
What is Mark Sargent up to? He's still making videos. Mark Sargent has 95,000 subscribers. His most recent videos from 2 months ago when he got 23,000 views. Oof. The next one got 4,000, 8,000, 3,000, 4,000, 1,000, 1,000, 6,000, 8,000. Ooh. Yeah, I think I... What is Mark doing now? Does he even make money doing this anymore? Huh. Because I know he used to be big in the Flat Earth thing, but the Flat Earth thing has died out a lot, so I don't know. Alright, let's find someone to raid. I'm exhausted. Live channels we think you'll like. Oh, this guy's part of the QAnon Anonymous.
Your lights aren't on. What's that? Your headlights aren't on, man. Your headlights weren't on. Yeah, no problem. Hey,
Tucker White says anonymous. Oh yeah, I'm sure Butt Shitter 69 has some earth channeling revelations.
Just pull up right over here.
Yeah, sure. Let's rate this guy.
For me.
He's part of the QAnon Anonymous podcast, so he's probably cool.
Imagine if somebody didn't see you, ran you over. You know what I mean? What's your name?
All right, have a good night, everyone. Tomorrow I'm not going to be streaming on Twitch because there's the whole, like, you know, people are not doing Twitch to support, there's a whole thing online. I should have explained this earlier. You people have heard about it. If you haven't heard about it, look it up. People are, like, not doing Twitch tomorrow in order to try and get Twitch to fix the hate raid situation. So, yeah, we're not going to be doing stuff tomorrow. Maybe on YouTube I'll do a stream, which I've never done before, I don't think, except for, of course, patron-only streams. But either way, have a good night, everyone. See you guys later.
Come on, pull over. Pull over.